Good afternoon. Welcome to our commission meeting, July 7th, 2026 at 4 p.m. This will be our regular meeting, starting early because of the amount of things that we get to do today. So I appreciate everybody's attendance, and thanks to those that are online that are with us as well. I'm going to start with an invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'll take care of that today. Our eternal Father in heaven, we are grateful for this day. We're thankful, Heavenly Father, for the opportunity we have had to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our great country. We're grateful for the freedoms that we enjoy, the freedom of religion, the freedom that we have to do what we do with our families and with our communities each and every day. We pray that those will continue to be protected and watched over by thy hand. We're grateful, Father, for this great community that we live in. We're thankful for all the residents here who work so diligently in helping their neighbor and doing those things that are right in thy sight. We're grateful for all that we have. We pray for moisture and pray for protection from fires and those things that could destroy our community and destroy our crops. We ask you to bless us with the needed moisture that we will need now and in the future. We appreciate all that thou does for us in our lives. We ask you to bless and watch over all our good residents and their families. And we say these things humbly in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I want to excuse Vaughn, who's with his family on vacation, it sounds like, in Hawaii. Good for him. And Commissioner Fackrell will be a few minutes late, he said. So since we have a quorum, we'll move forward. Consent agenda items. Has everyone had an opportunity to read through those? And is there any questions or anything that needs to be moved to action items tonight?
Chair Legal has asked that we move consent agenda item 10, approval of resolution CR 2631, Morgan County Conflict of Interest Policy, to action items, please.
Okay. Number 10, we will move. The only question I had was I don't understand all of legal wording. However, we had asked some things to be put in the agreement with Wasatch Civil. I couldn't specifically see those things in there unless it was in the one area that I...
So would you like to pull that one as well?
Yes, please.
Okay. So that's 8.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve consent agenda items 1 through 7, 9, and 11 through 13.
I'll second it.
Okay. I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Do we have any commissioner conflicts of interest on any of the agenda items tonight? Sir. Okay, seeing none, we'll move forward to public comment period. If you're here to comment on any of the agenda items other than the public meeting agenda items, please come forward now and share. Keep it to 3 minutes if you would, please, and to state your name and address.
That would be up to you as legal.
One exception, we do have the Cottonwoods Development Agreement Amendment on. That is scheduled to be postponed or continued to a date certain.
August 4th.
Yes, August 4th. I think it's incorrect in the agenda.
The original agenda, yes.
So it is August 4th. And so there won't be a public hearing. But if people would like to make public comment tonight, they may.
Now is their chance.
Okay, that's item number 25, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right, seeing no public comment, we'll move forward to our presentation. Honorable Janella Walker will present us with her Assessor Summer Workshop recap.
You want your slide deck?
Yes, please. Janelle Walker, Morgan County Assessor.
Can't read it. Just kidding. There it is.
Yeah, you can. We can read it. So we just had the Assessor Summer Workshop as well in Morgan County, which was great. I think it turned out well. We had 25 of our 29 counties. This was a great turnout, especially for so many that was on fire. And assessors were wanting to stay there so they could assess some things. We also had a great representation of the State Tax Commission. We had 2 commissioners that were here, which was awesome, as well as we had in leadership, we had about 6 of them that were in leadership, so it was a great turnout. We also had UAC representation as well. We had 4 people from there talking about the stats and also UAC and how they can help us. So that was great. You want to go to the next slide? We had it here. It was great. We crammed everyone in. There was about 40 people total that came to it, so we were full at capacity. You want to go to the next one? We're just going to kind of show kind of our highlight. One thing I just wanted to kind of talk about too was our great staff. We had amazing staff making sure that things were represented well and that we represented Morgan County well. One thing that I tried to do was I tried to really pilot and focus on all of our small businesses. So I had a select few group that we went through. So we ate at Taggart's. I had El Nene Sammy's food truck there. One night we had Larry's To Go, SOS Sweet Soda and Treats. We had Lee's Market. We got to go up to Wasatch Peaks for a moment, which was great to be able to talk about assessments and having higher end communities that come into different counties. So that was great. We had Wild Valley Farms, and he talked about the pellets that he's using for sheep, which is great to be able to kind of, I guess, solicit that and kind of tell the importance of what his business does. We had Bingham's Custom Meat talk to us. We also had Bingham Bombs on the last day, so they were able to partake as well as utilize that as well. Higbee Honey, we had a tasting. He talked about a tasting moment we kind of went through, and we got to taste different honeys as well as them going to his business and to be able to purchase some of those things as well. Milk Barn Creamery, he went through as well, and we talked about the different things that they do. Basically, we really just kind of focused more on the small businesses and how they've had to kind of think outside the box of being able not only to represent their business, but keep their business going. So a lot of good things happened there that they had a little presentation, and then kind of we just talked about how supporting small businesses and how we can utilize some of our businesses in our communities. Do you want to go to the next one? So there's kind of the test all of those, and then go to the next one. We also got to go to Amrise and the Devil's Slide tour, which was great. It's one of our biggest commercial spaces that we have in our county. They were very generous, and we got to go through a tour, and they explained how much they actually do in the northern United States, one of the biggest and largest, which it's just right here. It's pretty amazing to kind of think about. Okay, then the next one. Gonna have you keep clicking. We also went to the Wild Shed, which was a great little place to be able to have lunch and to be able to have a presentation as well. So that's where we had our Larry's To Go that day. Next one. And then we also went to our pavilion that is just in the park. We played a good, awesome game of bingo, and it was great. And then that's where we had El Nene Sammy's as well. Okay, I think there's one. Oh, the last day of the shooting range. We were the last ones to go there. We didn't know until afterwards, but we actually had to have, we got our sheriffs involved as well, and our deputies, and they were there as well, helping us and supporting us. Some of those people have never even shot a gun, so we went through all the safety protocols, and everyone did really well, and it was kind of a fun little outing to kind of just show and represent some of the things that we do in Morgan. And also, you know, my husband definitely had to help on that one. So
So just to clarify, you armed a bunch of county
we did.
assessors.
We did. And Utah State Tax Commission.
Oh,
We did a
God.
great job. Hey, we were successful. No one died. We did great. And they were all very respectful of the guns. We used all of our Browning guns, so that was kind of fun too, to be able to pull those and to kind of show some of the things that we have extra here. So I think is that the last one, Kate?
Yes, no, your thank you slide.
Oh, just thank you to the support, the businesses that we had, and that we were able to really represent, I think, Morgan County very well. I had so many compliments and support of our county. I think we're doing some really great things with our small businesses and supporting of them, as well as our larger businesses that are kind of not normal to us, but we are learning from it. And it was a great representation of Morgan County. I think we did really well with what we had, and everyone had a great time. So just kind of wanted to go over and thank our county for just the support in this, and I think we did a wonderful job. So any other thoughts or questions?
Nothing.
Sounds great.
Anyone?
Yeah, it was awesome. I went up with you guys that one day to Wasatch Peaks, and
Yeah, it was good.
everyone raved about what a great job you were doing. So,
Oh, well, thank you.
and they said they want to come back to Morgan. They didn't
Yeah.
know all this stuff
At
was
first,
here.
that's
so-
the whole thought process. They were
Yeah.
like, Morgan, what are we going to do in Morgan? I'm like, oh, we're going to show you a fun time. And we did. We did, even if it was bingo. It was great. It was great. So, all right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Factor will catch you up. We pulled two things from consent. One was being the Wasatch civil agreement, and the other was the conflict of interest policy. So we will pull
So
now.
you didn't pull the other ones, Matt?
What other ones?
I had sent you a text with the ones I wanted off.
The answer is no, he did not.
No? I don't have a text from you, by the way.
Okay,
Garrett,
so it was the number, which one? 10 and which one?
8 and 10.
8 and 10, okay. Because I have another 2.
Right. So I think the question is with the Wasatch civil contract where we have, where we're asking for more detail in invoices. So if you go to section 3 under compensation, it is the second to last sentence. It says each invoice shall provide reasonable details, including the project / application number and a summary of services performed. So that was, I guess, my best effort to say, you know, there should be reasonable details. There should be a summary of the work performed. In speaking, I actually was able to call Mark today. We chatted a little bit, and he said that in some ways this has been good for him to realize that they have in their software that creates the invoices, they have a place where they can put notes that can go into more details. And even before, you know, we've signed this agreement, of course, he said that he started putting that in, and it's been great for him too, because it's just a note right in their software that doesn't require as much extra effort. And he said that technology just changes over time, and he is happy to adapt with that as well.
Okay. I totally missed that line, so I was looking in another area for it. Okay.
Were there any other
Question I had on one, and that is on, he's expected to be at the planning commission meetings. I don't have it in front of me right now, but that was one of my notes. So I was wondering if he's expected to be there, and if so, is he gonna be paid hourly during that time, or what happens?
I saw that as he's expected to be here when necessary. That's what I saw.
Okay, as long as it's when necessary, I'm fine with that.
Any other questions or thoughts? Okay. Okay, we'll look to legal for,
Do we want to vote on that one before we? Well,
do you want to vote on
That
them
item.
individually?
yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve item, it will be action item 1.8. Approval of the services agreement with Wasatch Civil Engineering.
I'll second it.
Have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Janet,
I'm shuffling. We got one more that you pulled conflict.
CR 26-31.
Okay, I'll pull it, Janet. Okay.
I don't think my boss is going to be happy when I say that I just don't like it. Okay, so I'll explain. Policies like these are great. My concern when we just start adopting these policies that are just recommended, that are drafted by the state, that we're risking running into some conflicts with our own county commission policy and procedures, state law, even some of our ordinances all kind of cover this stuff. How these are written, there's wording in there that isn't defined by state code or anywhere else and kind of broadens what the conflict of interest is. And quite frankly, I don't know that any elected official in Morgan would be able to get anything done based on this policy, how it's written. You're going to be conflicted out of almost anything in a small county based on this policy. Now, some version of this, if we tailored it and made sure that it was conforming to your policies that you already have now in state law, great. But I don't think right now it adds anything more except for a couple provisions I would recommend, but other than that,
Is this what we signed this year?
No.
no.
So this is this is copy paste, the pre-form recommended policy. There's actually 3 of them. We already pulled one from the agenda before it was posted. The other one is the ethics one, which I believe is action item 4. They're copy paste from the state auditor's office, because the state auditor's office was like, hey, we have these policies, have you passed them?
In
We've
addition-
passed them, but we haven't passed their
Their version of it.
version of it.
So, I mean, I would rather we take what we have currently and compare it to this, and if we're missing something, let's update it, right?
And update our own. That's what I would recommend.
There's nothing requiring us to use their version.
I'm not seeing anything in state code or law. I think it's just recommended by the auditor's office. And also some of the templates are from 2018.
Well, where did we get the new version that we signed this year? Because we had the old version, then we signed a new version this year.
That was just the conflict of
That's-
interest form.
For elected, for
This-
filing and for
That's-
electeds. That's
that's
an
just a
annual
form.
required form, yeah.
Okay, so,
But it was an updated form that you recently signed, and that was because the state legislature changed the law again and basically implemented what's required for declaration of candidacy to also apply to the annual conflict of interest disclosures for any elected official. So that, if that's what you're mentioning within the last month or so,
Yes.
is that? Yeah, so that was a change made by the state legislature, and then we updated our form to comply with that. What this is more of a policy than the state statute. encapsulates some of the state statutes, and I'm not mad at Janet for what she said, just for the record. I think she's doing a great job, and I agree. I was more concerned with number 4, which is the ethical behavior policy, not having defined terms within the policy itself. I think that, this one, once again, we don't want to have conflicting any policy, let alone a conflict of interest policy. And so whether it's, I guess looking at what we have, seeing if there's any gaps, and then we fill that in. But it is separate from the one that you signed recently.
Well, we definitely want to follow what council tells us, so. Okay,
Mr.
I'll
Chair,
look
I'll
for a motion.
I'll move that we, I guess we're not really, I guess we're postponing, okay, so I'll move to postpone action item FB10, Resolution CR 26-31, Morgan County Conflict of Interest Policy, to allow staff and the legal team to review our current policy and make any updates and bring that back to us at a later point.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
I need a motion to go into Board of Equalization.
I'll move to adjourn as the county commission and reconvene as the Morgan County Board of Equalization.
A motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion's unanimous. We are now in Board of Equalization.
Hello. I am just bringing forward the resolution CR 2602 BOE, the contract for our independent hearing officer for BOE appeals. We'll be using Brad Neff again this year. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay.
I assume you're happy with it.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. I move that we approve BOE, what was it, 26 dash?
CR
2602.
2602.
Sorry, I got the wrong one.
2602 BOE, for the contract of independent hearing officers, Brad Neff.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Commissioner Fackrell and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? Okay. It's unanimous. Okay, action item F2, Brett Heiner.
Hold up. Mr. Chair, I move that we
Oh,
adjourn as
Oh.
a Board of Equalization and reconvene as a county commission.
Second.
good catch. Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're back in commission meeting as commissioners now. Yeah, thank you for being here.
Hey, my voice a little raspy, and it's from taking blood pressure medicine, and I never took it till I came to Morgan County. I do have an excuse.
You might,
You were a little younger before you came to Morgan County too.
Maybe that was it. It looks like we do have some,
So do you want me to give a background?
Yeah.
Okay, so in your transportation impact plan, you've been holding money since 2006, so you'd have enough to do the last 2 projects on your impact fee plan, which are what Brett is proposing to do this year, so we can get that out the door. So that would be, to save your voice with your blood pressure meds, the overlay of Silverleaf, leveling course at Silverleaf, and the concrete sidewalk, all that is Silverleaf. And then the other one is, I believe, the
Cottonwood Canyon.
Cottonwood Canyon overlay. And
and I know Commissioner Walker won't like this at all, but go ahead. Just kidding.
I have a question on it.
yes,
On your Silverleaf, You're asking for a sidewalk, yet we already have a trail there, so why do we need a sidewalk?
We're not putting a sidewalk. We just have to mill to that sidewalk that goes across there. We're just not paving that little walk path there.
Okay, so you're gonna mill it over to, through that grass over to the trail?
No, we're just, you know the two crosswalks that are brick?
Yeah.
We can't pave over those. We have to keep them the same, so I have to mill to them. I have to mill down when I get to them within 6 feet.
Okay.
And then pave that so it's the same level and then mill both sides.
Okay.
That means.
All right. I think it's a great idea. Of course, I've been asking
It'd be
for
great
that
for those
a
two
couple of
roads
years.
there, if you can hear me. It would be great for those two roads, I think.
Yes.
'Cause we like to pave when it's hot, so guess what?
It's coming up.
It'd be hot, isn't it?
So the ask is to spend $915,360 in the county's transportation impact fee monies, which would require a $705,466 transfer from the transportation impact fee fund balance to the transportation impact fee project expense line.
So where does the 915 come from?
That's the total of these two projects, minus our estimated income from the impact fees for the year.
Okay, because it looked to me like it was 1.6 million with the two.
That's how much we have sitting in in the projects?
Well, in both projects, you've got one project at 710,000, another project at 915,000. So if you could explain it to me.
204 and 710.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, together they're the 200, or 900.
915, 360.
All right.
When do you plan on starting these?
Tomorrow.
So we're gonna start,
You would if you could.
if you remember the projects I brought to you this spring, which I usually do every spring, which is gonna be, some smaller roads down off of Highland Drive. We've got, you're making me think here. Willow Bend, there's got so many roads. We've got Highland, or not Highland, Hidden Hills, all those. So I just got a call, or I just got off the phone with Parsons, and they had one job canceled. We was gonna start Monday, now we're gonna start Thursday. So, yeah, on the roads that you've already voted for this spring, and so if you go ahead and vote for them and add those, we're gonna come back in 2 weeks and do them, so it's gonna be pretty quick, especially for this.
And just how do you notify your residents that you're going to be?
So Parsons will go
working.
along and they'll go door to door, put a flyer on the
Okay.
door. They'll have to try to keep their cars off the road, of course. They're pretty good at that. And we'll do the same thing if we need to. We'll help them with that. And then if we do have a car that's giving us a little trouble, we'll get hold of a deputy to help us out. So residents are pretty good about that,
Great.
but they will get notice.
Thank you.
I'll look for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the $915,360 in transportation impact fee projects, an adjustment of $705,466 out of transportation IF fund balance.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion is unanimous. Thanks,
you.
Brett.
Leslie, I'm putting that to your printer because I forgot to print it out.
Okay,
Okay.
F3, Honorable Garrett Smith.
Right, so this is an agreement that's been in the works for a little while, trying to pin down a cost for an exclusive easement. If, Kate, if you go down to page 6, it
Yes.
shows the property. Page 6 of that document, I guess. So this is to the west of the cell tower over by the fairgrounds. This is Enbridge expanding their pipeline, their ability to service the county. And the language of the exclusive easement and right-of-way basically says that the county, because we're the property owners, are granting them this exclusive easement. It'll be as if they own the property, but if they ever abandon it or don't use it for the intended purpose, then it comes back to the county. And if it comes back to the county, thanks to Janet and Julia and their great drafting, we have some good provisions of similar to in the airport leases, that it'll be graded, it'll come back in a reasonable condition. So unless there's any other questions, I would just, if there is a motion to approve this exclusive easement, I would condition the signing the exclusive easement upon payment from Enbridge in full of $253,400.
Okay. I think that was our full ask, correct?
It was.
So, and I was shocked, so I was hoping that that's exactly how it would go, because that's what it's worth, and so I'm grateful that everything went well that way, so I'm happy. Any questions on it?
Agreed.
Good job, Garrett.
Yeah, thank you. Good work. Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the exclusive right-of-way and easement to Questar Gas Company, DBA Enbridge, Utah, with the condition that the payment of $253,400 be received prior to final execution.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion's unanimous. Okay, on to you.
That's still you, Garrett.
Yep.
I believe this is your last one. Sorry, this is the ethical behavior policy that you
Okay.
wanted pulled from. Okay.
Well, maybe I'll let Janet speak to it, because she'll probably,
She doesn't like it. There you go.
It's the same
I
as
don't
the
like
last
this one even more. And neither does Garrett, since
no, and this is the one that I specifically asked to be pulled from consent. So the disqualification seems like a very strong term. Maybe some disclosure, some other word for that. And I think what we have here is the state code is very lax on conflicts. It's just you declare the conflict, but you can participate in the discussion, try to convince the body. You participate in the meeting, and it's just you have to declare the conflict. In the past, I'm aware that the prior council had some more stringent requirements as a body, that perhaps you'd have to even leave the room. And while that may not be where the commission wants to push the pendulum, I would just not be in support of adopting this as is. I think it brings up a good discussion point to say maybe the pendulum is swung too far on the state code, and we need to have a little more transparency and a little more disclosure, and perhaps even some disqualification. But a recent example that, as I was reading it as it applies to me as the elected county attorney, because one of the applications for the Nine Springs Mountain Ranch involved land that's owned by some of my family, my parents, that would have disqualified me from participating in those discussions with the state, with LRB for the feasibility study. Kate and Janet pulled together the meat of the letter, but I finalized it, and it would have just taken me from being involved at all in that process, even though arguably I was acting not in the interest of my family members. So I think the way that it's written, it doesn't really give some of that flexibility in a small county where if Janet weren't here, for example, and I'm the only one on the legal side, then we'd have to hire contractors. And I think every office and department faces that to some degree, just because of how many employees we have. So that's my perspective, but happy to have any discussion on it or take direction if you think an update to our commission policies and procedures may be able to address it without adopting a full-on code of ethics that would disqualify a lot of county employees from being involved in doing their jobs. The other thing that I really didn't like about this is at least the conflict of interest defined what an immediate family member was, and this one doesn't. And so it's very vague and doesn't have all the defined terms that I think we'd want to flesh out before we adopted something like it.
Okay, Janet, can I hear anything additional that,
It's really poorly written. Yeah, that's the other part.
Mr. Chair, I move that we postpone this one until we've had a chance to review it, and our legal counsel has also reviewed it in further detail.
I'll second it.
okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Fackrell and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion will carry then.
Can I get a little clarification on, would you like us to come up with some ideas of how to push that pendulum more towards the center of what it was and what it is now? Is that what you're looking at, or?
I personally, in some cases, feel uncomfortable in conflicts of interest. And I wouldn't mind having it where we perhaps shouldn't vote on certain things or leave the room, you know, so.
Okay, well, we'll work on it and maybe come up with some
However,
options as well.
According to state law, we do not have to recluse ourselves. We can actually still vote, but you have to declare your conflict.
Correct, that's why,
So,
that's
so
why
as
he's
far as
asking.
the
I think.
recluse, you know, from that, you don't have to. So like in some situations where, I mean, this was taught to us 5.5 years ago, but if we by chance have a conflict of interest and I mean, a lot of people do recluse themselves, but we don't have to. You just have to notify the public that that's what we're doing.
Okay, thank you. I think we have the direction we need.
Okay. Okay, we are on F4, F5,
F5.
F5. Blaine.
Yes, I'm just requesting to go to the Utah Tourism Conference in Heber City, and it will be just the registration only.
Okay, so you're planning on just traveling then?
That's right.
What about mileage
Not even gonna take mileage.
or a county vehicle?
I'll just use my own vehicle, if not.
So, was there a tourism conference you attended this spring?
No, there was a workshop for agribusiness and astro-tourism.
That was a tourism
Yeah,
thing.
and this one here is the Utah Tourism Industry Association annual event.
So what did you bring back from the last conference?
The biggest thing that you mean the last one or the one that I went to last year?
Well, either one.
Visitor economy. Instead of trying to bring businesses into this county and bringing them in as a a business, that we have a hard time keeping a business even surviving in Morgan County. The biggest thing is having a visitor economy where we actually bring visitors in from other areas, have them come, stay at our places, stay at our hotels, eat our food, bring them in here on a tour basis, and then that way we can build the businesses that we have and have an economy based around that versus bringing in other big box stores, or not big box, but just big other businesses. I mean, as many people in here know that it's very hard to keep a business going in Morgan County because we don't support it. And so this way, it actually will help support the businesses that we have coming into the valley. And for that reason, that is the biggest thing. I had a person from New York that talked to us about it, and he went through and he was very, very pleased with what we were doing in Utah for what we have. And he says the biggest thing is if we could bring about a visitor economy versus trying to bring in these businesses, he says you will have more than sometimes 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50% higher returns on our money that we put into it versus these other businesses.
So those are awesome ideas. What have we done in the last year to implement them?
That's what we're working on in the, with our Coraggio plan. In fact, not VistaWorks, but Destination IQ. Talked with them yesterday, and they are working and pinpointing everything within the co-op grant that they're trying to get. They're pointing it to directly what our plan says, and that is what we're doing right now. Which brings up a discussion that I think we need to have at budget time as to what we want to do and continue to do with either Destination IQ or tourism, period.
I would arguably say that a lot of these conferences that all of us go to and stuff have lots of stuff that seem like great ideas that are very, very hard to implement. I personally don't think that we get the bang for a buck for a lot of the stuff that we spend money on personally.
I think that's what I was getting at. I've heard from residents that are upset about money spent on travel and then nothing's brought back. So is there value in this? I don't know. It's $400. It's not a tremendous amount of money, but is there value in it? I don't know.
I think there's value in learning all we can and opening up our minds, but value in showing up and being there and networking with other people and making those connections that actually bring people to the county. I think there is a lot of value in just showing up and making connections.
And another thing that's been kind of nice, and they have been questioning both myself and Destination IQ on coming up with the how we're going to implement bringing in people. One of them is we've got to have public support. And right now, getting the public support is the biggest problem. And as far as our astrotourism is a very big thing that we could do, but we need to find some good storytellers. And because this is a prime, we've got an international dark sky at East Canyon State Park. And with our new property up there, that is another area that is giving us the opportunity to bring more people in for a dark sky experience that has not been done in the past. And these outfitters now know Morgan County's here, and we want people to come for those things, which would have them stay in our hotels or stay at the heart of the state parks. This is a visitor economy. This is the reason why a visitor economy can keep us rural, which if we bring in all these businesses, we're not going to be able to stay rural. We're going to have to grow, because then we have to have more rooftops. And that was the one thing that I think that we're hurting on in our county, is that we're not trying to stay rural completely. We want to stay rural. We're trying to block people, but that is not the answer to what we've got to do in this county. We need to make sure that we are trying to bring people in and send them home after they've had a good time, 2 or 3 days here, or 4 days, or 5 days, whatever it is. Even within the hunting that we do on private ground, we bring them in here, let's have them stay here. If they want to use the hotel, let's let them use the hotel. So these are the kinds of things that we need to be working on, and that's going to be for the next commission to decide what they want to do. But for now, these are some of the things that we need to really bring about. Is I think we need to bring in some international people. We had one company from up in Logan wanted to bring them in here, but we don't have any places to turn around once they get to a destination, to turn around a big bus. So those are kinds of things that we need to work on as far as how do we do it? How do we come up with that plan? Or how do we instigate the infrastructure that we need to bring in people? You know, do we have some vehicles around here that could possibly supply, you know, a big bus and take them from there and take them to the different locations? Those are things that we could do if we want to try to do that. If we don't want to do that, then we need to change direction, and that's all going to be up to you guys.
Well, Morgan County is already being looked at because of the Olympics.
Yes.
I have friends whose houses are already being rented for the 2034 Olympics. So it's on people's radar, Morgan County.
Yeah, it is, where it was not 6 years ago. So, so as I've got a meeting tomorrow that we'll be talking about, because of the involvement I've had in the tourism, they've asked me to be specifically on a board that is giving ideas on what is the future, what do we need to accomplish for agritourism and agribusiness. Agribusiness is a tricky one because that has to deal with insurance and it has to deal with the state. And there's a lot to do with it, and agribusinesses can't, I mean, our people can stay rural. We can have things within our county in agribusiness if we will just, if we can get through some of the legal stuff. And one of the things I brought back from the last one when I went on that is there was a big long 2-hour discussion on what is it that you can't, I mean, what is stopping us from doing agritourism? And the biggest thing is legalities. Because if somebody comes and steps on your ground and they're there to visit the farm animals or to touch the farm animals or pet them or to milk the cows or whatever, and they get manure on them, they can sue us. They can sue the individual that's trying to do that. So we're trying to work on some laws in the state to be able to take care of those problems and try to work with that. So those are some issues. Those are just some of the small amounts of issues. If somebody by chance actually hits into a gopher hole, that's a legal problem. Even though they sign waivers, it doesn't mean anything when we sign those waivers. Sure, we've got a little bit more details on it, but those are some of the things that we can have. And astrotourism out there.
I was gonna say, that might be,
time
somebody
is
might be saying you better move on.
So anyway, I mean, justifying what I've been doing over the last 5.5 years, this is it. Trying to keep us rural.
Okay, I'll look for motion then.
Okay, Chair, I move that we approve Commissioner Fackrell's travel request to attend the Utah Tourism Conference in Heber City on October 13th or 16th for the amount of $389.
I can second it, but it's only for myself. So I don't know that that's
I can.
fair. You can't?
Can I second it? Legal?
As the chair, you're supposed to break a tie.
I can't make a motion.
I don't know anything that the
I'm
chair
fine with
can't.
seconding it for the sake of that. My vote is no, but I'm fine with seconding it.
Okay. Have a second by Commissioner Newton. I don't know if I said Commissioner Blocker made the motion. Second by Commissioner Newton. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Okay. We have,
We really
Kate,
need Garrett to get through
you're
this
up.
item before he has court, so.
All right, I think I need to do a little more research on this because just typing the question, it says, according to Robert's Rules of Order, the chair may not second a motion unless they are the one making it, which makes less sense.
yeah,
So let us look into that a little further. That doesn't sound right.
Hey, take advantage of that. Just got some more power.
All right, so this is the interlocal cooperation agreement over the 910 Ranch. This really came from a meeting that was held with some of the commissioners and some of the council members from Summit County earlier this year. And the reason that it hasn't gotten here sooner is really on me. I just hadn't moved it forward, but I've been able to reach out to Dave Thomas, who is the Deputy County Attorney for Summit County, who drafted this. We've gone back and forth on some red lines and really filled in some of the gaps that were only potential at the time, because now the option has been exercised, the land has closed, things have been recorded, so that is all updated in the agreement as well, as far as entry numbers and so forth. So some of the highlights are about not annexing the property, notifying the county of future land purchases, doing the payment in lieu of tax, and talk about paying the green belt rollback taxes. So unless there's any other questions, this was memorializing an agreement that was mostly reached earlier this year. Or not mostly reached, mostly discussed.
I have some questions.
Okay.
In paragraph of the resolution itself, on the second page, where it says, whereas the parties acknowledge that while a county of the third class may purchase property within another county without county's consent, in that last law we passed in the legislature, that is not correct. HB 445, the one we fought very hard for to get, and that is not correct. So that needs to be looked into and determine, okay, what does the law say? Because at that point, it says, I mean, without that county's consent, that's not true, according to the law that passed, that just went in a bit, when did it go in? May 1st or May 6th? It cannot perform an action, provide a service, exercise a power, and we all know that. They can't do that without an agreement with the county. But the first part of it, that second line, needs to be looked into. And I don't think we should approve it until it does.
I think that's a great point. This was drafted prior to the law going into effect, and
Right.
so with that change, I think if there's any other questions, we can address them, but I will take that back, and I think that needs to be discussed.
Okay. And then the other thing I have is on number 2 of page 3, the rollback taxes. It says in there that Summit County agrees to pay the rollback taxes if they cease to be eligible for Greenbelt under the Utah Farmland Assessment Act. My problem with that, and I'm okay with it, but I have a question is eligible for Greenbelt under the State Farmland Assessment Act. They need to make sure that they have cattle going into our end of it, or they are in violation of that Greenbelt. They need to make sure that all Greenbelt rules are followed. And if they're not followed, then they will have a rollback tax. So that is another thing that has to be adhered to through the assessor's office.
And this,
They've
just-
already paid it, but
And just to say, under here, this paragraph 2, it is specific to the Morgan County side,
Right.
so.
But it's eligible for Greenbelt, but they've got to make sure that they follow it.
it's,
But it's no longer eligible for Greenbelt, correct? They've paid the Greenbelt.
they paid the
back
Greenbelt
taxes.
rollback.
The $527?
No, that was the taxes.
Okay. But I mean, in future years, they have to still maintain that, because if they're not gonna do Greenbelt, I can promise you, I will be on them. And I'll be on you. And I'll be on the state legislature on it. Because this Greenbelt, if they're not gonna approve Greenbelt and really use it as Greenbelt, they should not get Greenbelt.
And I believe that the way that it's written, it's talking about under the Utah Farmland Assessment Act. And so that will fall under the assessor as to whether it qualifies and how those payments will be made.
Okay, because.
How would that be,
And
how's somebody gonna enforce that and all of that if they're running cattle up there?
so
Why would why would they stop
the
at
deal.
our land boundary? I'm just,
I don't, I don't think that they would, because they're,
They'd have to put a fence up.
have to put a fence on the county line, which the whole idea of this agreement is that they don't want to divide it. They want to have the entire.
So maybe we just need to remove 2 because they've already paid the Greenbelt rollback and we aren't charging them taxes based on they're paying a payment in lieu of tax based on the value of the property at the time, on the what it was assessed at the time of the deed transfer per section 3. So the
But doesn't the
Greenbelt
new-
is,
Doesn't the new state code?
unless you have an MOU or interlocal.
Okay. So this would be instead of them paying the taxes, they pay it billed.
So it's built.
Pilt, yeah. Because at the time this was drafted, we hadn't been through,
So the only issue though with PILT, as I would see it, well, I guess it's not based on Greenbelt, is it? It would be based on the actual value.
it's based on the.
So that would take care of Commissioner Fackrell's concern that they're gonna try to go back into Greenbelt.
And it can be
Because they
increased
can't if
by
it's a PILT
CPI.
payment and it's based on the actual value.
Value of the property.
Okay.
So, okay, that's good.
So it sounds like,
And I'm sorry, where is this first section? I'm totally missing it.
It's on page 3.
No, the
item
first one that you brought up about,
1.
It's on
is
page 2
under-
and
Page
it's
2.
the third to last whereas.
Whereas just before the,
Okay.
where it says agreement.
okay, got it, thank you.
Okay, and the reason why I bring that up is because when I was in Summit County and I watched or listened to them and saw their plan, they had discussed this area as being primitive in Morgan County side. So if it's gonna be primitive, is the livestock gonna be there or not? And that's my question. And if they're not, then we need to have something some kind of teeth in this that says, hey, you're not doing this
so if it's taxed under
under a PILT, but we're doing that PILT based upon a greenbelt.
No, we're
right?
not.
No, because they've already pulled it out of Greenbelt.
We pulled it out of Greenbelt and they paid the assessment. It is not in Greenbelt.
So the PILT is now based on the regular taxable value, not on the Greenbelt.
Correct.
But because these things have happened since this was drafted, it's a great point to pull out paragraph 2 on the rollback taxes, because then it resolves the ambiguity of whether it goes back, because it's already shifted.
out.
So we can do that as well.
I think that's good. Any other concerns on there?
Get to the rest of them.
I will point out paragraph 7, this is on page 5 of the agreement, top of page 5. It does talk about the Northeast Canyon Road, and this was a subject of discussion at that meeting earlier this year, that there's no plans for access on the Morgan County side right now, but if there were, that would be an impact to the county as far as road maintenance. So that's one that I didn't bring up earlier that came out of that discussion, that we wanted to have a provision that says if there was a new access to the 910 Morgan lands, that the parties would work in good faith on a shared road maintenance agreement.
And that's on
So that the
page
county-
7 or section 7?
Section 7, top of page 5.
Thank you. Oh, that's the one I brought up when we were together.
Yeah,
So that is in here.
it is in there.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
kindly.
And I think on item number 6, just a page before that, prior notice, agrees that it shall provide Morgan County with 30 days advance written notice of any land acquisitions in Morgan County. I think that is also thwarting the law, because they've already done another acquisition at 37 acres or whatever they got.
But we were
In the
noticed.
In-loading, what do they call it?
In holding.
In whole.
In holding. And there was not a 30-day advance written notice of that,
There was.
and we didn't know about it.
You got it. It was in a consent agenda item. This was
Maybe
like
we need to start
last
taking things out
fall.
of consent agenda. Well, either way, I think we need to look at the law on this one, to make sure that that is adhered to.
I think
Because that
we'll
could
look
be,
at the law and the whole
Well, now it's
thing,
not,
right?
yeah, now it's
Yeah,
not
we
just a
can look at
notice, we have to
the-
give permission for
Yeah, there
anything
has to be
further.
permission now. And so with that law change, there are some provisions that should be updated.
okay.
So we can look at paragraph 2, paragraph 6, and also the third to last whereas. Is there anything else?
See what I've written on. I think just generally, because I've got to the end now, generally, we just need to make sure we're following the law. The one that we went and helped pass. So I'll go through that law and just see what we can do to make sure that it's all correct.
So I'll look for a motion to postpone it until legal's had a chance to apply the new laws to this.
Mr. Chair, I move that we postpone the 910 cattle ranch agreement until a future date. Not a date certain. Unless you decide you
We
want,
have a
you can
motion
do
by
it.
Commissioner Fackrell,
I'll second it.
second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay. Motion's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Garrett. Good luck in court today.
Haley.
I do want to bring up that legal has rewritten what was in your original packet, and that is what you will see on the screen. And the screen that just clicked out on me. Okay.
Good evening.
How are you?
So good, busy, important, you know.
It is both.
Okay.
And Commissioner Wilson, at the start of the meeting, you prayed for rain and it might work.
Oh, good.
I just heard thunder. So what do you, I don't know what you're doing tomorrow, but you have to do it again.
Yeah, do it one more.
I should have prayed for a deluge.
I don't know if Haley wants to do it or me, but the horse polls, I kind of got those, that association coming here. And I think legal has rewritten what they want from the horse poll association, and they're okay with that.
I have it up so I can make any changes.
And they will add county on their insurance. They did.
I think that was two of the big things, is county being listed on the insurance, and then the clarification of what fiscal responsibility the county had in this agreement, which you added to right here, yes, 6A.
Haley added that, but what, we're not gonna, we're just gonna give them $6,000. They're gonna pay their own bills. We are just gonna have a loader there to move the weights in and out. And the line judges, they're actually supplying them. He goes, if you wanna help us, you can, but they are self-sufficient. So that was a little bit misunderstanding there is all. With the insurance, they're fine with that. They do this, give you a little background. They are all over the West doing this kind of polls all over. They're actually in Calgary, Canada right now, if you know how big that rodeo is. They're there right now, some of the teams. So that's a big deal if you know that rodeo much. And before they come to us, the weekend before, they're in Wyoming. They're in Big Piney, Wyoming, doing the same thing. So I think it'll be a fun event. I think it'll be a fun event.
What is it? Horse pull?
They pull weights, the big draft horses. They have competition on.
Kind of like truck pulls, but with
Kind of
just
like the truck pulls, but horses, yeah.
they have a big sled that they put weight on.
Weber County has the same association during their fair, so that's kind of where I get to know them. I've been down to them a few times. Real horse.
Real horsepower, yeah. Dave Pike's been really
Original
instrumental
horse-
in
original
getting the
horsepower.
prize money.
Yeah, so I think, that thing, yeah.
So the one we have in here that is a draft is not the final contract, correct?
No.
No, it's the one that she has on.
So I think we can fix that, add it, and then we can give it to Commissioner Wilson when we have it fixed. If
Oh, I already, what are we fixing?
What need fixed?
just the insurance, should you just say.
Oh, I thought that was in there.
It's already
It's
in
in
there.
there. I
Oh,
put
is it?
insurance
Okay.
in
Okay,
there.
we're good then, okay. Maybe I'm,
Nothing like legal, taking a one-page document and turning it into 6 pages.
You're very welcome.
the Cowboys trying to make it worse.
I do have a question. I saw some emails go back and forth. Was there
On
gonna
the
be a
date.
date change? Yeah.
No, it's gonna remain the same. We're gonna have to, we've got a good plan to deal with that.
Yeah, I
So
think we'll be.
we'll be in good shape.
Okay.
This group is highly desired, so they've got shows on other days during the fair week, so that was the best availability they had.
The other added money we have is, I think it's another 9,000 right now, isn't it? Well,
Prize money.
it's already been collected.
Wow.
I have another question. This is in conjunction with what's going on at the fair. Okay, so we're doing this one, you want 6,000 for this, then you want another amount for the rodeo people normally, or is that already?
That's already contracted. This is actually our last year of that contract.
This 6,000
Prize
is
money.
not coming from the county budget, it's coming from the fair budget.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not, it's not general fund money, it's
Okay.
fair.
Because I was just wondering where,
revenues.
because we normally put 6,000 towards the prize money and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, no, this is not that. This will just be part of our normal fair revenues.
You can have the fair budget, right, Haley? We still need the other 6,000.
Just need a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the contract with the Utah Horse Pullers Association for the 2026 Morgan County Fair Horse Pulling Show.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton,
Second.
second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
I
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, Haley, for all you're doing.
I'll get
I know
that
that's
scanned to
a
you
lot of
tomorrow.
work.
All right. So, if you haven't been to our fairgrounds, a lot of exciting holes in the ground. We've had to, there's been some approved change orders that I need essentially approved in the correct fashion, i.e. in a commission meeting.
So who approved them? That
It's
was my
great, I
question.
don't know.
Pardon?
It would either be Mike Vaughn or Brett. Some of these are additions that were caused by the messes we found while digging up. Some of them were electrical additions we needed because we got a bunch of DAF, the Donor Advisory Fund grants, which like put in the announcer booth. So then we needed new electrical for the announcer booth, or we needed now to connect to Morgan City Electrical to have enough amperage, and that wasn't anticipated.
I guess my concern is they're 100% complete. How do you not approve them?
Thank you. I already paid for them, but I would like to follow the rules here. So all I can do is
Well, why
come
are we
back-
paying for stuff that's not approved? That's my question.
I was told by one of those three that it's approved. They just were never given a final amount. And it's.
And we did talk, we
as-
knew when we agreed to the sound system project, and when we agreed to the announcer's booth project, well, and the electrical, we knew there was gonna be added costs to all of those. Because the sound system didn't include any of the bid that was paid for by DAF, didn't include any of the conduit runs. And we discussed that here as a commission and said, yes, we know there's gonna be added cost to that. We also knew when we approved the electrical bid that any costs from Morgan City, the power company, would not be included in that bid. And we didn't know what those costs were at the time, so.
And I just don't get that. I don't get why we're trading dollars. It just drives me crazy.
Oh, with
But-
the city?
Yeah, why?
Well, I guess
I
to be
think we
fair,
need to
that's an
start charging
enterprise
them for
fund.
everything we do for the Morgan City. It drives me crazy. Ticks me off, actually. It's not just drives me crazy. But I know we talked about it, but I think we really need to start putting money in a budget. If we're gonna go over, we need to have a certain amount that we're gonna go over, and then put it.
And
Put
discuss
it.
it.
Yeah, I mean, this just gives an open checkbook to people, and I'm not saying anybody's being dishonest or anything like that. I'm sure they're reasonable numbers and stuff, but I just don't like the way it went down.
So as we're drafting the purchasing policy and the surplus policy to include our RFQ, do you have a percentage, being that I mean, you're kind of our resident expert on what that overshort should be.
Well, usually they put in at least 10%.
This is 32%.
Huge.
That's a huge.
So
Wait, across just the electrical?
what our their original bid was versus what
For
was-
just the electrical?
yeah, just the electrical.
Because because
Because you're talking about
$30,000
$370
of this has nothing to do with the electrical, it's for the,
city.
no. 31,000 is
fees.
to the city, that is part of the electrical, but that sound conduit, power and fiber, that's all part of the sound system upgrade. It has really nothing to do with the electrical. It was done by the electrical contractor because he already had open trenches.
So how much do we have in the impact fee, that, for public works, or for public, the community? I'm trying to think of the word for it.
Parks?
What about the money that I just saw on the?
Have the money. You have the money.
Okay.
It's already in that budget line. We don't have to move any money to pay for this. It was more, like, hey, we have to do things. You
Or an
guys would
official
kill me
approval
if
of
I
the-
did this.
of the
So
dollars.
let's do this way, at least so I have some documentation for the auditors at the end of the year that these expenses were approved, whether it's, forgiveness or permission. I would prefer permission, but right now, all I can do is ask for forgiveness.
So what I'm asking is
If you can figure it
how
out.
do you deal? How are we dealing with the person that is asking for
These are-
forgiveness every time?
These are your fellow commissioners that are asking for forgiveness, so I don't know what to tell
I
you.
wouldn't say it's forgiveness. I mean, we did talk about this. We knew there was going to be overages. Did we know the amounts? No. But we knew when we approved all of these projects that
I
this was
still
not
think
the
it
full
should come
cost.
forth and say, hey, we're going over this amount.
And I
Is
don't
everybody
disagree
okay
with that. I don't disagree with that.
Okay, all right.
But to be clear, it wasn't that it was never approved. I think that's a misnomer. And I also disagree with the thought that it's 32% over because almost, $66,000 of that really has nothing to do with the electrical project.
Why are we having to pay for that? I mean,
Well, the
why
one
should
is
we
the,
be-
I guess it does, I guess the 31,000 does because that's Morgan City fees for the electrical upgrade. Because we had to upgrade their transformers to have enough power there. But the other 35,000 has to do with the sound project, doesn't have anything to do with the electrical project. So you're probably closer to that 10% range for the electrical only.
So just for the purposes of me, as I'm almost done with the surplus and purchasing, 10%, who would have the authority to allocate that 10%?
I think we would as a body.
So we need to, even though there's a 10%, it still comes back to.
Contingency, we should have some type of contingency.
I hear you. I'm asking on the process. It would still come back before the commission to approve the use of those
Yeah,
contingency funds.
sure.
Okay.
I mean, we meet every 2 weeks,
Yep.
You think it's that?
except for
Okay.
some weeks.
Yeah, I
where it's
think
free.
it should come back, and so we just so it's all on the up and up, and it's very transparent.
Okay. 10% comes back to government.
Okay, so I guess we're looking for a motion on F8.
Now, I have a question
Okay.
along this line. I mean, talking about overages and all those kinds of things. I noticed on one of our check edit sheets a couple weeks ago where we had gone and spent money on paint, yet in a commission meeting, we had already said that a particular commissioner could find some paint without having to pay for paint, and because he could get it from a distributor. And yet we went and spent the following week, we spent $1,000 on that. So just kind of curious why that occurred. And, here we're talking about overages. I just kind of want an idea what happened.
All I can tell you is I got a call from Brett. Brett asked me about it. I said, yes, I can do it. I need square footages so I can get it approved by him. and I never heard back. That's it.
And then
I don't
Brett,
even know which
maybe you can, if you want to enlighten us, Brett, you can enlighten us.
Exhibit building.
The exhibit building? Oh.
So we never did use the potential free paint.
Can you talk in the mic? You know I'm gonna get in trouble. Brett, you know I need you on mic. So we are discussing the exhibit building. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
At the fairgrounds.
So I had about half the paint already that we had left over, so we used that, so we didn't waste it, and then Joel just added to it. Same paint that we had. So that's why I never went back and got free paint. It did take
Well,
more
we
than
could have
we
saved
thought.
So
$1,000
it's say 1,000
Paint can
for
be
your-
mixed together.
for your budget.
It did take about
just for
twice
future
what-
knowledge.
Twice what we figured.
Okay.
Okay. So we're back on the other one.
No, and I don't know if it matters, but I will point out, none of that funding was taxpayer money. It was all donation money from the quilt auction fund. So it was not.
That's right. That's for all the quilts you bought.
Yeah.
Believe me, I've spent more than $5,000 over the last several years there. And it looks good on that building. If you've been in that building since, it looks amazing. The windows are beautiful. You can actually see
the
out of
windows
them
in?
now. The new doors are in. It looks very good.
Okay, well, let's get a motion on F8, because we got a
Mr.
little
Chair,
off
I move
track.
that we approve the change orders for the J&J electrical bid at the fairgrounds.
Of the 107, is that what it is?
No, it's
is
87,745.
Okay, because it shows here 107.
It's the balance due,
Okay.
right?
I don't know. I love you all. However, you have had this for a week. If you guys have questions, you could let me know.
Well, I just totaled up the completed to date, so I'm assuming the other 19,000 is gonna come back in another meeting. I guess that's how I saw it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, 106, correction. Change orders totaling 107,492. 87,745, of which I have already paid for out of that account.
so is the 19 what's bid but not yet billed?
No,
This
that's,
one is this conduit.
Yeah.
It's
That's
the
still underway.
54,747, but it's not completed. As of this invoice.
Well, we need to approve the total amount because we're gonna get billed that.
Yeah, so
So-
that was my error.
So in the amount
I
of
entered the wrong one.
107,492.
okay. I have a motion by Commissioner Newton,
I'll second it.
okay, I have a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? I didn't hear anything from you, Commissioner Fackrell.
I know. Aye.
Okay. Motion is unanimous. Cindy,
She put the documentation on your desks. Legal, would you like a copy?
I just want to take a second to thank my amazing staff, Penny, Chloe, and Cindy. Putting on an election is very hard work and takes a lot of time, and she's a rock star, and I just want to thank everyone for their hard work.
I'll second that.
Awesome. Yeah, great.
okay, I have a motion and a second.
Cindy's pretty awesome.
See ya, bye.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Put that
Am I
in
gonna
the
need that
minutes.
on
Make
mic?
sure you put that in the minutes.
I already wrote it down.
All right, good.
Sorry, I didn't want to get all my piles out.
If you have not seen the new election room, it is completed. Yay. So which are not part of the bid and are a later action item, madame. But what was bid is completed on that specific room. So if you were here at all for election day and you were able to literally sit outside or in the atrium and watch the election process. So that was very, very neat. And I know you sent a lot of pictures to the state, and I hope they send me a very big check. So
That's our plan.
Yeah.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm here to canvass the primary election for June 23rd, 2026. At this time, ballots cast total is 2,296. I've put your statistics in front of you. Do you have any questions? Can I answer anything for you? What can I do?
Probably answered this before, but what does spare mean?
Tell me
Spare.
again.
It says spare on the, there's like spare 1, spare 2, spare 3 on the sheet.
Oh, that means spare, like my USB spare,
Oh,
like a spare.
okay. Storage place?
storage.
Okay.
I have a question. How many ballots came in from the mail after the election was closed?
Ballots received too late, 12 ballots.
12 ballots ago? Okay. Okay, I'm just curious.
I would like to thank.
How many
public-
disqualified ballots?
Disqualified? I'm saying cured ballots. Not as disqualified, but cured. When you cure them, we have a problem with signatures, with social security numbers, and we send out a letter, please come in and cure your ballot. So 20 come in and 18 are still not, these won't be counted. It's too late.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So 38 altogether we sent out. With our audit process, I would like to thank Corey Stark, Sean Rose, Aaron Bott, Chloe Penny, Casey for helping us with our audits. We have to come in and do a hand audit count, and they come in on the 30th and helped us with that. And I do have to publicly thank you guys for the beautiful room, our election room. It's pretty dang cool. I was giddy like, yes, I'm in, but now we're out, but we'll go back in. So we're in, but it's okay. It's
So
okay, and
did the window get put in too?
not yet. We're gonna be,
Yeah, it's in.
oh, the window?
Yeah, past the
Yes,
window.
excuse me.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
good.
It's very nice, and
So that means next time they can come in through the pass-through window?
yes,
and
that's the plan.
Okay,
Yes. Yep. All right, so any other questions?
No. I'm always proud of how it happens in Morgan.
Yes.
Does very well.
And like I said, the primary, it was a 38% turnout. Little low. I thought it would be about 50 or 60. Normally our primaries are pretty high, but not this time. So, yeah. So, and there's ballots here. If you want to look at them, you're more welcome. Welcome to look at them. I just have to cut the seals and we can do that. So, other than that, anything else?
No?
So I will get my paper and pass it around if you guys can sign it so I can get it to the state.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate it. Thank you to all of you.
And is
you
it
to
okay
that
that
cool
Vaughn's not
crew.
here? You need to make a motion to
Yep.
approve.
We'll need a motion.
Need
Mis-
to make a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the election canvass for the June 2026 primary election.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Rentner, a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Thank you.
Luke, you're back.
Majewski, is that how you say it, or?
Yes.
Majewski?
Say however you want.
As long as you.
Well, I want to say it right. Majewski.
Yep.
Okay.
So last year we had a fundraiser event at the airport. First event we've ever had at the airport. It was extremely successful. Other than the weather, it did rain the entire time. But we still had about 50 vehicles show up, a couple planes, about 250 people. We raised $3,500. 900 of that went to expenses like insurance, toilets, some other miscellaneous things. 2,300 went to the Mountain Green Fire Department, and then 230 went to airport. So this year I'm seeking approval to do the exact same event. There's very little changes I've made. I've just simplified a couple things. Same location at the airport. The only thing I changed is I moved kind of where I want people to park. We're gonna try to have everyone park above the neighborhood, and then overflow will be on the airport side if it needs to go into the neighborhood and not near the houses. And I'll have volunteers there to help park cars. I'm also I asked the airport to see if they had money set aside for events to help cover some of the expenses, and I never really got an answer back.
Sorry,
It's
on
okay.
mic, no.
So my goal is to speak to some businesses up in Morgan County and see if they want to donate to the event to help cover those expenses. This is more of a question. I do have people outside of Morgan County that are willing to help sponsor the event, but I know since it is in Mountain Green in Morgan County, I don't know if you guys want to keep every business that is sponsoring the event in Morgan County strictly.
That's a question.
I don't know that that matters. I mean, we have businesses outside the county that sponsor our fair and car show as well, so I don't
time.
think that matters.
I don't think it matters. Hey, we'll take that money.
Yeah. In fact, maybe get all of them from outside. No.
Yeah, as much as we do down there.
Did you change a date certain to all sun and no rain?
We're going for August 29th, 2 months earlier, so hopefully it doesn't rain, but hopefully not. Yeah,
I thought, I heard nothing but positive things about it, so.
We had no issues last year.
Okay, I'll look for a motion then.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the conditional use permit for the Morgan County Airport Cars and Planes fundraiser to be held on August 29th, 2026.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? And why do you do this?
For me, I've always wanted to have a car show and have an event, and it's a learning process because I have some goals in the future that will involve events.
Cool, because you donated all the money, but,
I don't need to take it. So.
okay, thank you.
Appreciate you doing that.
Thanks, Luke.
Sorry, I was so off on your estimated time. We talked about this last time in commissioner comments. The airport's insurance is up. The state statute changed, which allows us to be sued up to, us being the Morgan County Airport, up to 3.5 million. Previously, that was 2 million. In getting an estimate on the cost, because it was so much more than anticipated, from our discussion, I thought I'd bring this before you. So you're looking at, for the 2,013,714, for 3.5 million, 18,019 for the lowest bid.
How many bids did we get come in?
2,
Just 2?
and they're both in your packet.
So because we can be sued for 3.5 million,
Correct.
need to cover that or not?
It's up to the commission.
Probably
It
be-
doesn't require,
probably be wise.
however,
Otherwise, we come up with the difference
The
out of
rest.
pocket.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So as you can see, it obviously went up. So our previous 3-year contract was 11,307.
I just don't know as we have a choice.
yeah, I don't think we do either.
Like, all we can do is put it out to bid every time, and
Does this come out of the airport fund then?
It does. And USIP is who facilitates all this.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the renewal of our airport liability coverage in the amount of $3.5 million.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor? Aye.
Aye. No, I'm
Any
not.
opposed?
Just gotta do things you don't like sometimes.
Opposed to insurance companies, but other than that.
Janelle, your floor.
What does that liability cover? Do we know?
Being sued
It's your
for
floor.
something.
Is it all,
thing
only just an
crashed and they
umbrella
tried to
type
sue us
policy?
for-
Someone broke their leg at the airport.
Yeah, or stepped in a gopher hole or something like that, or tripped on a piece of rock.
It could be anything nowadays.
If you're gonna
Be
run an
some
airport,
coffee
you're gonna
spilled
have
on you.
costs to do that.
So there's been a lot of back and forth specifically on the recorder's, I don't know why I called you the recorder, the assessor's office on, as you'll remember back when we found mold in the building, one of those offices that it was found in was the back office, of Janelle's. And plus, we already knew that under the floor, under the existing carpet, there is asbestos if it is, disturbed. It's been difficult for me to try to RFP this without knowing the commission's intent on whether it is open to the remediation cost or if it just wants to, sorry, trying to pull up the image here, or if you just want, or if you're even open to her replacing the carpet as it was, this was not anticipated in the capital projects fund for this year, but obviously when we found the mold and we had other places tested, the small office did come back positive. It has not been remediated because it did not qualify under the emergency remediation because it is not an inhabited space.
We just wanted it to sit there,
Yeah, and sit there it does.
and there it does.
So Janelle has gone out, and gotten that's a terrible word,
We had another bid come in.
obtained, thank you.
Another bid, yes.
Child hang out with teenagers, okay, which was, and this is just for.
The remediation.
Remediation.
Of the asbestos, not the
Of the
carpet.
small office.
Not the carpet, the
whole
whole,
office.
the
The whole
whole
office.
office.
Which would then need to, we'd also have to go out for a bid for flooring in addition to,
To replace all the flooring.
correct.
And we're not gonna disturb the existing floor.
That's remediate.
That's the remediation.
That
That's
is the
pulling out the whole-
remediation, and then it would
So
be
that's the
costing.
question. One, as your county manager, and it's your budget, the capital improvement project budget, am I okay to go out for bid for remediation and flooring? Nothing?
And the
One or
ACS
other?
one, what was that other one? Do we have the other one too?
I
So that
do.
was the disaster company of just remediating the asbestos. Just to remediate the
One
floor.
question I had on that, it says tear out the asbestos flooring, but then in parentheses it says no haul off. Are they expecting us to dispose of it?
I don't believe so.
We should probably verify
With
that,
that
because
one.
But we
to me, no
can't-
haul off means they're gonna leave it here, right?
That would,
And it says that for each section, it specifically says no haul off. So I don't know what that means, but anyway, we should
That
double
seems
check
weird
that.
for remediation.
Yeah, why
company.
would you remediate it and then leave it?
Maybe
right?
it means something
Well, they just wanted to
else.
leave us a
that's who's in
gift.
charge of it, whoever
So-
hauls it off.
Cause it's
Oh,
Morgan
okay.
and some mink farmer will want it.
So maybe they don't wanna take responsibility for the material, for disposing of it?
That would be interesting to compare the other bid.
I mean, yeah, let's at least
That's right.
verify what that means.
Well, it's not a bid,
It's just a.
it's an estimate, cause we've
It's
never
just another
posted
one.
it.
Yep, because that was the estimate that we
22.
got when, in February.
So if we don't disturb the floor at all, do we have to, I mean, we wouldn't have to have the remediation.
There's no way of not disturbing the floor.
How's that?
So this is gonna be the same quandary we're gonna have on the next action item for Leslie.
So they did have haul off on this one,
Okay, because
It does say haul.
there's no way
contain waste and haul
where
away.
that seam is between Leslie's election room and her room, it's already broken. Like it's already disturbed. So there will be remediation of some kind. It's just,
So how much do we have in the capital improvements funds? Or do we have it? Or capital facilities, or capital management, or one of those?
Last time I asked that question, it was said zero.
I mean, you've
And
already,
if it is zero,
you've already committed it. You have money, it's committed.
I think we just need to put it in the budget for next year's. No, I think.
You budgeted 808,744. The bulk of that is the addition, and that also included the remodel of the recorder's office earlier in the year.
I do have some in my budget that I'm willing to sacrifice if needed to.
How much?
I could probably go 10,000 of it. So it would still be 20,000 that we're still figuring out.
Is it gonna hurt your ability to continue doing what you need to do?
The only issue that we keep having is my staff keeps getting sick.
Keeps getting sick.
Right now, I have 2 people that have strep throat in July. So we do a habitual circle of getting sick.
Is that cause for?
He's wondering if it's gonna cause issues, how you gonna do your work while they're doing.
Where are you gonna be relocated?
Oh, the commissioner.
Which is a little busy right now.
It is
'cause
right
it's
now.
Uh,
booked further.
I mean, obviously, I've already waited 5 months of this.
Clerk's office. Yeah. It would just, so in trying not to convolute and yet convoluting, in your next action item, it's the same question for the clerk's office. We're gonna have someone in anyway remediating one way or the other. Do we do it all at once? And
Yes.
hopefully get a chunk discount because
think
we're
so.
doing it
Because
all
we're
together?
doing it in mass or if we do
Yes.
individual projects.
So how much more of this building do we need to continue to remediate and get rid of the flooring and put
A
new?
lot.
A lot.
The entirety of it.
Well, part of the attorney's office is done.
Yep.
The recorder's office is done.
I thought we did all of the attorney office.
We did not.
And I know that the treasurer the treasurer got new carpet not too long ago. 4 years
When
ago?
we did that renovation.
4 or
that
5? 4 or
renovation.
5 years ago?
The new election room is done, and the old Koyan's office, now court office, is done.
If there's even a thought that people are getting sick on this, pull the funding from the general fund balance and let's do it. I don't want to postpone it simply because I would rather just get it done. And who knows if that's the cause of anybody's illness or not, but at least we'd know it's taken care of. So my motion is to approve at least approve to go out to bid for remediation in both of the offices.
Would you like me to also see too, though, if I can give some of my budget towards it?
Let's talk about, if there's an opportunity there, if there's some other funds elsewhere we can move around to do it, great. If not, then we,
There is also the EPA Brownfield program.
We don't
grant.
qualify.
Do not qualify as a county?
Because we make.
I looked it up the last time you said that.
Why don't we qualify?
We make too much money.
Our average home is way too high.
Just like our CDBG,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, I just need a second on. going
What
out
was
to
your,
bid.
sorry, it was just to go out
Put
to
it out to
bid.
bid.
Oh, yeah, I'll
For
second that.
remediation in both.
And that's for both offices,
Needs
right?
to include haul off like the
Yeah,
one.
for
Yeah, I guess
sure.
technically we need to approve them separately because we have 2 different items here. So I will amend my motion that it's to approve to go out to bid for remediation on the asbestos flooring in the assessor's office specifically.
Okay, so before
Well, if
we
it's the
do a
same
second.
thing, why don't we add,
Well, the next,
It's
the
another
next
posted action
Another
item.
posted
action item is the other one, and I think we ought to do them.
my second still stands.
okay. Have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a
Before we
second.
go past that, why don't we then at least look at the whole building and find out what it's gonna cost and then
I don't-
determine whether or not we want to do that?
Well,
One at a
it's-
time.
I'm not opposed to it, but I don't have anywhere for anyone to go. If you-
$20 a square foot. I just did it's about $20 a square foot. So we can,
Holy cow.
that's a lot of money.
That is. It's a lot of money.
But let's just work to do as much as we can.
We
at a
talked
time.
about doing it a
Each
little
year.
bit at a time and
Yeah,
chipping away
let's get
at
it
it.
done.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So I had a motion by Commissioner Newton to go out to bid on F12, second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay, motion is unanimous.
Okay, same question on 13A. Didn't know if you wanted to vote on them separately. The other is, now that she got her
You.
thank you, Janelle. Now that now that the Honorable Leslie Clark has, good Lord, I cannot talk today. I promise I'm educated. Now that she has her election room, she realized she doesn't have all the shelving she needs for all the ballot types, because we had how many ballot types? 100 something? No. But then with the quantity of ballots and then the number of envelopes for each of those, so the ask was to do an additional change order, which is on your desk, for a built-in shelf, which would essentially block the view of the beautiful brick building 2 inches from the windows, so it's not really blocking anything important. But essentially, where the windows are now, that would all be shelving.
So we need an RFP for this.
What's
as
the
well.
dollar amount on this, or do we,
Did he give us an estimate?
because we have a design, right, from the cabinet?
Did he give you an estimate, Leslie? $4,579.
We have,
For soft maple.
do we have any money in the budget? Do you have anything in your budget by chance? Leslie? Sorry, we're asking you questions from him.
She's gonna get yelled at. Thank you. Look at you follow instructions.
Probably, I'm just a little concerned about other things I'm gonna have to pay for once they do my clerk's office construction. So I'm kind of nervous.
Such as filing cabinets, new
Yeah.
desks. We looked at her desks and are pretty confident that when we move them out at the end of the month, they will fall apart.
Pretty good chance
So-
of that. You're only 20 years old, I'm sure.
And they're a wonderful
And they were
particle board.
hand-me-downs when we got them, so they've served their purpose.
But the fire department is very excited to see what they can salvage.
Yep,
Did you get more than one bid? I know it doesn't go over 5, but did you get more than
we
one
did
bid?
not.
No, this literally was a discussion,
Yes.
like, the day this agenda item was due.
We just really want to get the election room finished. Right now, like she said, we're looking at a brick wall. I just think it'll finish it off with some shelves, which we need to put ballots, envelopes. Time is definitely of the essence at this point. We have another election knocking on our door, and we have to move out of our office for about 2 months. So we're gonna be roommates for a little bit. I'm sorry, but yep, we'll be in here for a little bit.
But anything we can lock in that space is stuff we don't have to find other locked space that only she has access to.
Yes.
Well, I think you could go out and forbid and require a time period of when it has to be done. And it'd only take a week for bids to come back, and I think we have plenty of people right here locally that would bid it. If they can't do it, then we go with the other bid, because I just
So-
always think it's worth.
What's your thought
In that, could I ask for a cap?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What if we just say we approve the funding not to exceed $4,600?
That's fine,
That's worst case scenario,
Yeah,
right?
I don't
Let's
care.
go with the low bid,
Yep.
not to exceed that.
as long as we.
Because Leslie Mad is not an office environment
now.
you want to work in.
Well, that would expedite the ability to get it done. right?
We will be vacating our vault for the recorder's office, and we're gonna take most of our vault, put it in our election room, so it is a secured location. The recorder has graciously approved or volunteered some space as well. And our fire department has also volunteered to come and move some heavy items, and I greatly appreciate everyone's willingness to help us out during this time, so. And you as well. Thank you for our election room, like Cindy. I just want to reiterate what she said. It's amazing, and we've had a lot of compliments on it.
Even as loud as the construction was, and especially when they're putting in the bullet resistant, oh my gosh, that was so loud. And she's like, it's the sound of joy.
It is. I'm not going to complain. So thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve to go out for bid for remediation and flooring for the existing clerk's office, and approve the purchase of cabinetry for the election room for ballot and envelope storage in an amount, seeking the lowest bid in an amount not to exceed $4,600.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is unanimous. Okay. We are on F14, almost halfway done.
Well, we started at 4. Good gravy. Lost my page. All right, let's appoint some people to the Rifle Range Advisory Board. Kelly Petty was nominated by Mike Newton and Commissioner Fackrell. Milton Viero was recommended by Commissioner Fackrell, and Matt Fairbanks was recommended by Commissioner Blocker.
Okay.
This would make, if all 3 are approved, this would make your Rifle Range Advisory Board full at 7 members.
Awesome.
And the nice thing is we have 5 members from the community.
Correct.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve CR 26-33, appointing Kelly Petty, Matt Fairbanks, and Milton Viero to the Morgan County Rifle Range Advisory Board.
Seconded.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion's unanimous. Okay.
Commissioner Blocker, I will gladly be your clicker. I just put in the packet what you sent me. I just put it in a Word doc instead of
Oh, that's
the
great.
all the emails.
And I don't need to go through it all.
Okay.
I mean, everyone's read it, but I attended a data summit 101 class put on by the Utah Association of Counties, where they educated us on data centers. And many of the counties that were there were surprised when first time they heard about data centers was an application was submitted, and they had no process put in place, no code that discussed data centers or anything. So we're highly encouraged to maybe add this to our code, to our process, and have something in place. And sorry you didn't get my email, Josh. You did? Okay, okay. Oh, you didn't have anything to say? Okay. So some of the things we discussed were water demands, noise pollution, electricity. For now, moving forward, data centers will be on their own electrical grid. They have to provide their own electricity because Utah states were full. So I don't see a data center coming to Morgan County, but it would be nice if we were prepared. So these are just some of my notes that I took during that summit. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to add or take out, it's just hoping that we could try to get something in place.
So what is so your ask is to draft because there were 2 things you were asking, an overlay zone and a land,
Well, these are my notes
Okay.
of different ways you could do it. I'm not the expert here. Josh, you are. Maybe you have some ideas.
Do we even have the room for a data center?
There can be small ones.
There are small ones, yeah.
The average one uses between 5 to 10 million gallons of water per day. And any data center that tells you that they're a closed system is lying to you.
So we had
You lose about 25% water per day.
we had Red Butte there that spoke to us, and they're claiming their 600 square foot building uses 3 acre feet of water.
That's a lot of water.
3 acre feet. They use it
Which
in
is-
acre feet to make it sound small.
With
That's a
their
ton of
landscaping's
water.
15 acre feet, but a football field uses way more than that.
3 acre feet of water is a lot of water.
That's not daily though. I think it was
double check
a
on that.
monthly.
That's more water than an alfalfa field flood
Yeah,
irrigated
it
all
is.
season long.
It's a lot of water.
Question I have on it, I know we don't have the need here, I mean, we don't have a potential place, but we do or could I think the idea is a great idea. I just think we need to make sure that the public understands what a data center is. And when they start fighting against a data center coming to any place, they need to realize that these things use it. And if you want to get rid of these things, I guess we don't need a data center. If we don't and get rid of these phones or other kinds of data, then yeah, we're going to have to all help in that. And I'm okay with the idea and what we need to do.
I would update your code with the text amendment with very stringent requirements and criteria that would even allow it, so that it restricts where it could even go. I would treat it like a SOB, a sexually oriented business, and I would clearly define exactly where you want that thing to go, if you want it at all.
I think that's smart. That's very, very
Oh,
smart.
absolutely. Our code is pretty sparse right now. If one came in, I probably could find a land use that's that I could argue is similar and hold them to our commercial code. But again, we don't have anything in our code that would talk about water usage, water recovery, recovery into the aquifer, or anything like that. So I don't know. I would get something in there.
Okay.
I think the information you gather, by the way, is amazing and super helpful and informative, so thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
And then I guess the motion would be to direct staff to work on developing code amendment to add data centers.
Okay.
I'll second it.
A motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Chair, may I make a recommendation to take a quick break before we invite our Summit County, your Summit County peers to join us, and then we move to public comment?
So
Hold it.
what about this other?
We're on 16.
Correct, but our public hearing is at 6,
Okay.
and your agenda states that the agenda order shall be interrupted to hold the public hearings.
Still,
Gotcha.
It was just
All
a
right.
suggestion.
Does anybody need a restroom break or anything like this?
I do.
Okay. All right, we'll take a break.
If you have not signed in, there is a sign in at the table in the corner. There's also a sign in to speak if you would like as well.
Is that the only public hearing that's required at 6?
So we have, Chair, we have a bunch of people on, we have 9 people on to participate in the public hearing, which is specific.
In this one?
Which is why we specifically.
But those 3,
I think I just saw the item below.
we can do those later.
Okay, thank you. So we can have it.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Sorry, I'm still on my.
Yeah, that's why I put there so they can see it.
But I mean, are you gonna be able to see their heads?
Yes, ma'am.
You okay? Get to the heck out. We're gonna reconvene here for a few minutes and then start on our public hearings. We're waiting for a person that needs to be here, so we're gonna go back to F-16, Kate. I think these next two are pretty easy, so.
Let me just get to the screen. Okay. Data centers, done. All right, so Morgan County, per its code 151.05, is required to have a building code appeals board. We've have members, they are already, those are the ones listed. However, they were not done by resolution. So this is me affirming those members by resolution. There originally actually was 4. One was a firefighter, but because one, he now is one of our volunteers and that disqualifies him. And 2, he lives outside of Morgan County, which also disqualifies him. And the ordinance only allows for 3. These are the members that we are asking to retain as the Morgan County Building Code Board of Appeals board members.
Anybody have any problem with any of these?
I don't have any problem with them. I just, in the building code, it talks about they need to be qualified in that area. Yet, how do you have a building code of appeals board when every single one of them are contractors or?
Well, Sam's an architect. I can
Yeah, I
tell you
know.
that. He's not a contractor.
Structural engineer.
Structural engineer, okay.
I think the perspective of a general contractor is good to have in there.
Okay. I'm fine with it.
There's only 3, so it's 2 out of 3, so.
I'm okay with them all. I have no problems. I'm just curious what that is, okay? That's all.
We are currently working on amending this code. There's been some updates to I believe there's supposed to be 5 members now. And I currently have Julia working on that draft. She's gotten a draft. We have met with Dustin and Chris and Josh to go over it. There's some final stuff going on there, but I do know as far as qualifications, if you end up with a bunch of people on the board that don't have a ton of qualifications, they can always obtain outside expertise from someone else to help guide them.
Okay.
Thanks, Janet.
All right.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve CR 26-27, affirming the Building Code of Appeals Board.
Second?
A motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion is unanimous.
Was Dave your last person you were waiting on? No?
Are we all
Okay.
here now?
Nope, answer's no.
Okay.
All right, next, the commission a couple meetings ago requested that they affirm the tasks to planning commissions or planning department staff of what code text amendments the staff should actually spend their time on. We will add that into the planning commission code text amendment that we have in the queue. But for now, these are the ones that were already requested of the planning staff. So just needed to affirm with you whether or not you wanted the staff to go forward with those code text amendments. Do you want to speak to Janet C and D or no?
I would like to hear Janet speak towards C and D briefly.
This is the first time I've seen C and D.
Probably Garrett that reviewed those. I would agree from my experience with on the planning commission in the past that both of those would be very, very difficult to enforce or to deal with.
I have seen D. I have had discussions with planning as well as the county's engineer, and I do think that that code text amendment would be extremely difficult to be able to draft, especially for Morgan County, and still be legal.
The private resort one, and maybe Josh can speak to this, was specific to one instance that or maybe it's, I'll just shut up.
You're right. A year and a half ago, the Planning Commission heard an application request for a conditional use permit for Rick Sutherland's property down past East Canyon, right before the Summit Line. That property is approximately, it's more than 1,000 acres in size. He wanted to create a private resort for his family, to create 6 dwelling complexes, 18 total dwellings that his family can build their homes there and they can have kind of their private resort. There's nothing in our code that talks about whether they should be permanent or temporary or anything like that. He's currently permanently living in a home that's on the property right now. They've put in all the infrastructure, power, water, everything, and they permanently live there. And that discussion came up in Planning Commission, and after that meeting, Planning Commission directed staff to look into drafting whether they're allowed to be permanent or temporary. That's how that came about.
So what was the concern from what's the issue we're trying to deal with? Is there concern about?
From staff side of it, I don't see a concern whether somebody wants to live there permanently or not. They're going to have water. They're going to have power. They're going to have to work with Weaver Morgan Health Department to provide sewer and septic, things like that.
We've got plenty of
They're
land.
meeting zoning requirements, right? So that's not.
Yeah, for the private resort. The private resort would also prohibit them from selling the dwellings individually.
Sure.
Whereas they could go through a minor, it's called a minor subdivision. So it's not the small or the large. It's related to large tracts of land. You carve out 1 acre to put your house on there. You need a total of 50 acres.
That's the state code deal.
Correct, yeah. With 1,000 acres, you'd be carving out basically 50 acre chunks with a 1 acre house on it. and it goes through the minor subdivision, which is basically it's a meets and bounds subdivision. It's not a.
You put it together and come in and record it.
So the private resort, I think it's kind of a good way to keep the divisions down. They're going to maintain their own kind of private resort.
To me, if a family wants to have a family compound that's all one, so be it.
Yeah.
I think the Wilds already have that.
I was trying to
The
avoid
Reese's
the word
call theirs
compound.
You mean the
compound,
Reese's?
so.
The Reese's have that in Round Valley.
Do you want to make comment on any of these other ones while you're up here?
Sure.
Yeah, what's A and B?
Can you read?
Sir, commercial design, oh, sorry. How about we make it, I'm
Thank you.
spoiled with my glasses.
Oh, that's better. I can read that. A, commercial design standards. There's been a couple site plans that have gone through where there have been debates about what constitutes architecturally well-designed metal. Our code really doesn't define what architectural metal is. It just talks about how a standing seam is not permitted, but then you look at corrugated sheet metal and it's fairly similar to standing seam. There's not a lot of difference. Both look really crappy. They don't provide architectural design, visual, aesthetics of any sort. So the Planning Commission directed staff to redo our commercial design standards to address some of those issues that our code currently has. Again, that code text amendment will take quite a while. B, pretty much the same issue, different application. It's just that the architectural design review that we have right now, it tries to spell it out and it lists out different materials that are allowed and permitted. And then there's a list of materials that are only permitted if the Planning Commission approves of it. And then our landscaping code is pretty minimal. A lot of codes that I've worked with, they clearly define how many trees, how many shrubs, the different sizes you're required to have, where they're required to go, in side yard setbacks, rear, front, how much plant material you're actually required to have, how many trees need to be 2-inch caliper or 24 box, 36-inch box, 48-inch box, whatever. But just to say, our current code for commercial, it basically says 15% of your site has to be landscaped, and of that 15%, 85% has to be plant material. And then there's a caveat that it's when viewed from above. So do I view it from above at the time of planting, or do I view it from above at assumed maturity size trees? Because that changes the whole equation. I have sided on the side of the property owners and told the developer or the architect or whoever it is that's designing that we would view it from above based on a mature tree planting, which means it's not going to have all that landscaping at the start. It's going to assume that they're going to maintain and take care of that landscaping until maturity, which is 5+ years.
So does this code text amendment seem important to you?
I think this one is important.
So this would be the one where we could put things in that would help you get your sidewalks and your trails, and
Correct, yeah.
we could actually merge A and B together into one
I would agree.
CTA.
It's a good idea.
Cool.
So, what about, let me scroll for you, sir. EFG.
Planning Commission during the whole Rollins Ranch development agreement issue, one of the planning commissioners asked what the big deal of double frontage lots is, I don't have a good answer for that. Every subdivision typically has several. They're a good way to provide a buffer for the rest of the subdivision. I don't see an issue with double frontage lots, as long as maybe we put in there that there needs to be perimeter fencing for the subdivision that's designed and looks good.
So what do you mean by double frontage?
Like front and backyard both are on a,
Yeah,
Like we
not-
have down at,
Remember where we were
Rome?
dealing with triple,
yeah, so not like on a corner, but
Right, but yeah, we had one street here and one street down front and back.
Yeah, so that'd be a double frontage lot. The corner lots typically become a triple frontage because you have streets on 3 sides.
Yeah.
But our code doesn't really address that because you're gonna have corner lots everywhere in a subdivision.
this is probably a fairly simple amendment, right?
Yeah, I just deleted out. It'd be pretty quick.
Cool.
Right of way?
Right, yeah, what's that?
So our code is pretty nebulous on when we require right-of-way dedications. For substandard roads, in other communities I've worked at, if you wanted to develop your property and the road in front of your development was substandard, meaning it didn't meet the municipal's design standards for a road, then you would be dedicating everything up to half-street improvement and putting in the half-street improvement on your side of the road, which assumes that as development occurs on both sides of the road, property owners are dedicating that half-street improvement. We do have a definition in our code for half-street improvement, but there's not a lot in there that says when I can even require it. Some developments I've been able to say you can't put in a private lane here because there's more property passed. You have to put in your half street. And half street is talked about in the definition that if it's substandard, you're really putting in a 3/4 street, and then when the property across develops, they're completing that.
Mr.
But
Chair,
we do have rural street standards, right?
We do have rural street standards, yeah.
So this isn't something that would necessarily require curb and gutter and sidewalk
Oh,
in all
no.
scenarios. It's just the potential of
Well, it'd be
your side of the road.
Yeah, it'd be your
Whatever the
half
standard
street
is.
improvement for your side of the road for whichever street.
depending on what
Correct.
what type of
The
street.
street type, yeah.
Correct.
one thing that occurred over in Summit County, in One Ship area, and I think we ought to look at what happened in the court case on that, where they had there were people that claimed half of a state road or half of a road because their property went out there and they fought it, and I don't know the results. And I think we ought to be looking into that portion of the code. But I would like this to continue what we need to do, but whose rights are we?
Well, you wouldn't be impeding anybody's rights if they're filing an application to develop their land, whether to subdivide, bring in a commercial development or whatever, and you tie the dedication of that road, the half street or whatever it is, to the approval of X number of lots or their commercial development. This is backed up by case law, and that case law goes back a long way.
Okay, what I'm curious about is, okay, where we've got Deep Creek on there, the Deep Creek Road, the people own the ground, and where this road is going up through there, and I agree with any new one that's being built, but what about the current ones? I mean, what about the ones that have been there forever?
Well, we did
What about those?
talk to a previous one property owner up there that recently developed a 1-lot subdivision, and he dedicated
Okay.
30 feet
Yeah.
as part of his subdivision.
It doesn't resolve
It doesn't
those that
resolve
aren't doing an
other
application,
questions.
but,
Okay.
but it would resolve a lot of things into the future.
That's correct.
Yeah, and I can agree.
I think it's a great idea to work.
Okay.
We do have Olive Summit here at Planet.
Okay,
Then let's finish this up.
so we'll just make a motion to continue
Well, can we
I don't,
figure this out?
yeah.
I mean,
We still want them to continue on and do these.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
Okay.
we're just,
I mean, I don't
So I
necessarily
guess-
want them to continue with C or D.
yeah, so the
frankly.
staff's recommendation with legal is that, if the commission would not, entertain C and D.
I'd love to understand the why we can't enforce a water, or not a watershed, but a view shed. I would like to understand that, but because I think other counties have enforced view shed.
And I agree. I think there are some counties that have been able to do that. I think historically, from what I understand, is that we have a bunch of lots already or parcels of land that are developable and have those entitlements. And those are gonna be the bulk of what would fall under any view shed. So it's kind of pointless.
It's also those properties that have already built that would then become non-conforming overnight.
Because you're blocking the view of the guy next door.
That's correct.
Or all the other people.
One day you're conforming, the next day you're not.
I mean, at minimum, maybe the answer here is that is at the bottom of the list for the time being.
Well, the only
we
thing
weren't-
I can say is I know back in 2008, when we were doing area plans, that was one of the things that we wanted in them, but since the area plans were not adopted into the general plan of 2010, there were some view shed things that we needed to, basically, we needed to make sure that we were conforming to, and since we didn't even follow any of the people, what they wanted in the areas, I think we need to at least look at that. Because even though legally, maybe there's something that's not enforceable, I think we ought to at least look and see whether or not it is or isn't.
So I guess remove C in your motion.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the staff, I guess we'll call it staff time to work on these planning commission requested code amendments with the exception of letter C at this current time.
I'll second that.
You have a motion by Commissioner Newton, a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion is unanimous. Okay, we're gonna jump to now, we want to welcome Park City here,
Summit County.
or Summit County, I'm sorry.
Summit
City's
County, if you'd like to
in
come
there.
up to the table, the mics are live and it is cameraed. And I am your clicker, Greg, so should you need, we have low tech here, Greg, low tech, okay.
Perfect, I fit right in.
Do you want what you sent me today open?
I think so.
Okay, let me pull that up. If you could start with reading your name into the record, that would make Chloe very happy.
I'm Greg Walbeck, I'm the Summit County Recorder at Smith. It's great to see you all again. And of course, I gotta start out with a joke. There is no change orders.
There's one, there's one.
Not a change order, it's not gonna cost any money.
Okay, that's fine.
Try and keep things light. So we've talked about this before in work sessions. We're trying to move the county line. It's approximately 4 miles long. It affects quite a few properties. I've spoken with a few landowners in both Summit and Morgan County, mostly just the questions regarding why are we doing this? How is it going to affect them? And once it was explained, I think the majority of people get it.
So Greg, will you just maybe for the benefit of the public kind of point out what we're looking at here on this plat map?
Just don't touch the screen because it
Yeah,
is a touch screen.
touch screen, so
Use the microphone there to take that with you.
Feel like Vanna White here. So you can see on this one, this is the Preserve Phase 3 subdivision. This one sits up against the 910 Ranch. And this is as far down as I went. So the red line is the existing ridge defined historic county line. We're proposing to move, you can see here, the way this purple line goes, kind of jigs all over the place. We have open space from the preserve on the south side and open space 2 on the north side. The way these have been set up now, Morgan County had part of this, Summit County had part of it. It just was very confusing, so we're trying to just clean that up according to state code. It allows us to do this. So, yeah, this is a pretty simple one. Do you want to go to the next one, or? So here again, you can see this very clearly. The red line here is the existing county line. Now this is Stagecoach Estates Plat E. This was recorded in Morgan County and approved by Morgan County. Here you can see this is a road that goes right up the ridge line. So that is the defined county line per the historic description of it. So the idea being these lots are all broken apart. We're trying to move them back together. They have been taxed by Morgan County only, just like down here, the Summit County lots. This lot here is taxed only by Summit County. But we still want to clean them up just for record keeping and make sure that everything is good. And it also affects as we've gotten a little bit more savvy. This whole thing came about because we have a person up in Pine Meadow Estates, Plat G, who wanted to get a building permit last year. He could not get one because where he wanted to put his house was in Summit County and Morgan County. So that's what prompted this whole thing. Started working with Morgan County. We discussed this and decided to kind of head down the ridge and start fixing things. So, does that make sense? Yeah.
This one?
Sure, we can look at Pine Meadow Ranch next. This is just a continuation of Stagecoach. You can see here again, this is the historic ridge. This is where we're moving it to. This parcel right here is located in Summit County right now. This parcel is located in Morgan County. I'd actually considered bringing this parcel into Morgan County and putting them together. I talked to the owners of these two lots, and they basically broke them up for, geez, brain farts. Yes, estate planning. Thank you very much. So once they told me it was estate planning, I'm like, okay, we can leave that the way it is. So that's why this line goes up and around and then ties back in. So the next one would be Pine Meadow Ranch. This is where it all started. We started up here, and Pine Meadow Ranch lot 39. You can see this line clearly goes through the middle of all these lots, all the way down. Comes down through here. Again, we're just moving them to the existing taxable lines. This section right here, this had been changed in 2015, and then in 2025, this was all surveyed along the historic line, which works very well. It's on the ridge. So we're just kind of memorializing that historic line with these plats.
So a question back on that last one and the one before.
Sorry. People are, this is what happens when I'm like the entire thing. Okay, I'm sorry, which one did you want, Commissioner Peckrell?
Yeah, the last one that we went to. Okay, right here. So does that mean that the old the old line, we have the split.
Sorry.
We have the split lots. And now we won't have that because now it goes according to the road, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so then up here on...
I should clarify, according to the boundary of the subdivision, not the roads, because we all know the roads
Okay.
aren't exactly along the subdivision lines.
All right. So everything in that is in the Summit County side as far as the roads go. We won't have to take care of those roads, correct?
Correct. Those are all private roads in
Okay.
Pine Meadow.
All right, go back to the next one. If you can. There you go. Okay, on this one, so where you're putting the new boundary, these others on the north side of it, are they platted lots or not?
Not on this particular sheet. On the previous sheet, there is Stagecoach Estates, nope, the other way. Stagecoach Estates Plat E.
that was approved in Morgan County and recorded in Morgan County. So those,
So these three
correct,
are all in Morgan County and platted as Morgan County.
correct.
And yet there is an existing road there, so that is a private road?
So yes, it is. And that road goes right up the ridge line.
And we
So
don't have to deal with it.
You do not, no.
So they have to worry about their snow removal.
Correct.
Which can be quite a bit. Okay. And, okay, go back to the other one. The next one. The next one back. I think that's everything. Okay. That's it.
Commissioners, anything else from either of you? Okay, I think we had all these answered for us in the last meeting. Thank you.
Council, anything from you? Are you good with this opening for public comment?
Okay, I'll look for a motion to open public comment.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adjourn the public meeting and convene a public hearing for item number 22.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Newton, a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, and this will be a
So
little
we're-
bit unique because we
Yes.
have
So we have several online, and we're gonna hear
online
those first.
public comments, so we'll
And
do those
Jeremy's-
first and then we'll do.
Jeremy's gonna organize that. Yes. So he's gonna ask them individually to unmute, so you should hear them shortly.
Hey, Michael Fisher here. I see would you like me to go?
Yep, you're doing great.
Yeah, I'm the president of Stagecoach Estates. A couple topics, but the one probably most pressing, we're in litigation with some of the lot owners referenced here about whether they're in or out of our community. I think specifically the lot you talked about where they don't want to merge it for estate planning reasons. There's a lot of complications there, and I guess associated with that is, so I'm the lot you guys are showing right now, the one with the corner and the purple in the middle. Our house was originally in Summit County, now it's in Morgan. There's pluses and minuses to that. I don't understand why another lot has the opportunity to keep their lot split, and we didn't have the opportunity to keep our lot split. So I just want to put that on the record. Also, that was the main thing, but the state issued there's stuff recorded against all our lots that moved the line. How is this action related to the state's action in the recordings of the county line moving years ago?
So they're actually not able to answer questions. It's a public comment. They may choose to respond to that later.
Okay, I'll say for the record, like the community objects to moving some of the line, combining some of the lots and not combining other lots. It presents open litigation issues.
Okay. Yes, that's time.
Yeah, I'm done. The rest.
Thank you. John, you can unmute and make your comment.
I'm his partner, Lisa.
Go for it, Lisa. Lisa,
thank
what's your
you.
last name and what city?
We're John Hayes and Lisa Knight, and we're in Jaredstown, West Virginia. And we kicked to get here to have this meeting because we were in Charlottesville earlier, but that's hindsight. Our question is, we would like specifics on what those easement measurements are between Morgan County and Summit County. Because all we've heard, or I can hear, is your city measurements in lots. I didn't quite get any footage. Do you have that information?
And also, we're the owner of lot PIE4. So that was one of the lots in question. And we can't see really the presentation online that you're showing in the room. So we try to find that information online. The plat map, the proposed and the original Morgan and Summit County boundary line. So we're hoping we're looking at the same thing.
My IT just put that link in the chat. Do you have any other comments?
Well, yeah, do you have specific measurements of what the easement would be between Morgan County and Summit County on those properties?
So unfortunately, ma'am, it's a public comment, so they can't respond to your question, but they may
Okay.
choose to do so later, and they are taking
Okay.
notes.
Who can we follow up with on that?
That would be Greg.
Greg.
And I will put his information in the chat as well.
Wonderful, thank you. We
You're
just want to get specifics on that.
You're welcome, ma'am. Do you have any other comment?
No.
Not at this point, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Whoops.
Do you want your email and office number? Kent, you can unmute and go ahead.
Great, thank you. Kent Holiday here. With regards to, I talked with Gregory earlier today, and with regards to our two lots, we have one in Morgan County. I have a lot in Morgan County. My wife has one in Summit County. That was divided up over 10 years ago, I think. They're two separate legal lots owned by two secret individuals, right? So the proposal to merge two lots owned by different people, I don't think that works. But also for estate planning and other things, we're doing that. Michael's correct, we are in litigation with them over their continual harassment of our property, right? And so what we talked with Gregory is what we expect to happen. It's a lot in Summit County and a lot in Morgan County. That's just all I have to comment.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Need, you can unmute and give comment.
It's Carol.
Oh, that was Carol.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, thank you. My name is Carol Steedman, and I am speaking on behalf of the Pine Meadow Ranch Homeowners Association. And the HOA really appreciates Morgan County and Summit County working together on this. This is a huge issue with Pine Meadow Ranch. You can see that it affects that entire ridge up there, Plat A, Plat E, and Plat G. And we're so grateful that you guys are working together. This affects several years also. And so we're hoping and respectfully ask that once the boundary record issue is resolved, that the affected parcel and tax records be correctly, administratively worked out for all impacted years. So there's no incorrect assessments on the record. No delinquency status, penalties, or payment records for anybody that's being involved in this, especially in the HOA situation. The HOA has acted in good faith, and we've all tried to work diligently, and that we just ask respectfully that we should not be penalized or treated as delinquent while the counties are completing this agreed resolution. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. At this time, Chair, we don't have anyone else that has raised their hand in the virtual meeting. If you would,
Okay.
anyone in person?
Go ahead and come forward. Please state your name and where you live, and if you could keep it to 3 minutes, that would be appreciated.
Make it quick. You guys hear me okay? Perfect. My name is Matt Meyer. I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. I am the owner of Plat G, Lot 39, that was impacted and some of the cause for some of this. The current county line does bisect that property, prohibiting the build of anything on that. It's been about 2 years now, so we appreciate Greg's work to help rectify it. We appreciate you all for listening to this and helping to rectify it as well. My hope is that we can resolve the issues there so we can go ahead and proceed to use the lot, because as of right now, it isn't recognized in Morgan, so we can't really continue or do anything with it. But thank you. My hope is that if anything, we can at least rectify that area and continue here. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Go ahead, sir.
This has been in effect, but I'm just gonna make a little suggestion. Why can't the boundary be the road? To include the road into Summit County? Suggestion, I don't know. It's right.
Talk about the road on your property.
Sorry, we're not picking you up on mic, and they can't answer questions. But they might
But
speak to it later.
I appreciate your public comment.
Thank you, Mr. Pence.
Is there anyone else that would like to come forward? Okay, seeing none, I'll look for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adjourn the public hearing and reconvene the public meeting.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Newton, a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries. It's unanimous. Questions, thoughts?
I'll request that the council members state their name for the record, and if they'd like to respond to any of the questions that were, the mics are live, they'll pick you up.
My name is Candace Hart, the chair of the county council.
Tanya Hansen.
Roger Armstrong, vice chair.
We appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Do any of you want to respond to it at this time?
Greg's probably.
I don't have any comments.
I have nothing.
This is more administrative.
Yeah, Greg has
Yeah.
been diligent on this a while now, so.
I have a couple of questions just about the litigation. Is that anything we've talked about it, the county attorney talked about it in terms of how this may impact?
I don't believe it will impact it. I believe that's something between those landowners and the HOA.
Keeping one lot split or two lots split, yeah.
Parcel they refer to is not a lot in the subdivision. They're considering it as a lot in the subdivision. It is not, it's a separate parcel.
So I have a question on that one, if I may, to you guys. So the owners that want to go and keep it separate or keep it split, how is that going to affect? I mean, they're saying they'd like to do it for estate planning purposes. Does that mean they want to go and put multiple homes? Of course, that would be in your jurisdiction and not ours, but.
So that split parcel came about when back in 2012, I believe, Vaughn Hill and Wade Wild, I think, did a survey through Stagecoach for both counties, and they actually located the ridge line, the historic county line. So because of that, that ridge line goes exactly where it's shown around that parcel on the right-hand side there. So they just don't want it, it won't change anything. That's the way it exists right now. That's the way it's existed since 2012. They would like it remaining that way.
So what about the other ones in the past, in the previous plat that you were showing us, Kate?
In the previous page, page 1 of 2, can you go to that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so that,
He was referring to the two that are circled at the bottom left-hand corner there. Those are not split. Those just happen to have the county line running through them. They were platted and approved the way they sit with the boundaries. They've been taxed that way. Again, nothing is changing as far as they know. They can see. It just moved the county boundary line to the nearest taxable parcel. That's all of it.
And you've already addressed the road thing with us in our meeting. Do you want to address that just for Mr. Pence's benefit?
Well, the roads up there are all private roads. So, and they were not built. If you look at every deed in Stagecoach Estates, they all have an access. I believe it's 100-foot wide access through all those sections. It doesn't really tie it down. So the idea being that they can use any of those private roads that are needed, because the private roads were not built where they were platted. Some places they are, but some they're not.
Sean?
I was just going to say, so just to clarify, the property line is an exact boundary and the road is not. It's basically the reason that we're going by this.
Yes.
Okay.
That's in state code too.
I'm Sean Rose, the Morgan County Recorder. I just want to say thank you to Morgan and Summit County for working with us to get this done. We went from nothing to here. It's a huge deal. So just want to say thank you to both of everybody who is part of this.
And both your staffs as well. It's a lot of time.
And I'd like to thank you all too. You can't do this unilaterally. Everybody's got to agree, so.
so the comment that Carol mentioned, everything is in the works for taking care of all this, right? As far as the past?
No.
No, the tax cannot be affected until this is recorded and
Right, but
approved by
once
the
it is.
lieutenant governors. Then going forward,
It will be.
it will.
And what about,
And going forward, we mean the January 1 of 2027 assessment.
right?
So her concern about being penalized or,
She already had a pending BOE hearing, and I think it's been appealed to the State Tax Commission. But I don't believe that they have jurisdiction over this because this is a boundary dispute, not a tax valuation question that the BOE would have jurisdiction over.
okay.
So those lots in both counties, they're gonna stay that way. The ones that had requested it in, I don't know if it was Pine
Just the
Meadows or
one.
whatever.
The one parcel that they requested were deed in Summit County. And sold to the west of that, or upward to Morgan County.
Okay.
So on that litigation comment, I'm just wondering, you're not concerned about the litigation of it. If there's
Our
no
legal
concern
isn't
with
either.
litigation and it's in
I don't
litigation,
know if Dave wants to. He's like, nope.
all right, we won't go down that road then. Okay.
It's a civil issue, so the county's not a party to it, either county, so,
We don't need to worry about it then.
correct.
What about the question about the easements between counties? Since adjusting the county line, there's obviously some impact on the county. Parcels are to the extent that it's, does that,
It doesn't change a thing in relationship to the roads that are existing. And the easements that she was referring to are the private road right-of-way easements.
seem to move that off of the splits of property, but put it on the backside of the property between adjacent properties.
Correct. Goes to the closest property line.
So what you're saying is that if it ran through the property before, now it runs along the line, it would take out less of easement if it were affected that way. Is that correct?
I guess so. Sure, yeah.
Half and half. Okay.
I mean, this really does not affect any easements.
Okay.
There's no effect on those platted easements at all. Private easements for the benefit of all the lot owners under there.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
I didn't have a question. I just wanted to make a comment. Again, thank you to Summit County for taking the time to come down here. Thank you, Sean, for all your work on this as well. We did invite our local, or our state representatives as well. We did have Mr. Val Potter from Congressman Moore's office, who's joined us as well. We appreciate that. And part of the reason for that was just to recognize it's a big deal when you move a county border. But it takes everybody working together to make that happen. So anyway, thank you for working on that.
By the way, that's Senator Curtis's office. not mine.
Sorry, Senator Curtis. I told you.
But I think he understood that too.
We appreciate you either way.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It left my mind.
Okay. If there's no.
Do we have a
other
resolution
yes, I
number?
did.
Yep,
and-
there's, we,
I did have it.
I don't.
Are you taking action on this tonight?
That was my
We are.
understanding.
Yes, it needs,
What's our role? Are we also?
yes, it needs to be a joint hearing with both counties approving a joint resolution.
So it's one resolution.
Correct.
Both.
Councils together voting.
Do we vote all as one body then, or do we vote as two separate bodies? I guess we would.
We'll need to convene as a county council.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
point.
Okay.
We need a resolution number real quick.
But
here.
yeah, I think you should.
So being that it's a joint resolution, for us, it would be CR01JR. And there's 3 of them. There's one for each subdivision. So it'd be CR01, CRJR, CR02JR, CR03JR
For joint resolution.
for joint resolution.
Mr. Chairman. Yes. We're thinking if also now, just so we're here as a council, make your motion first and then we'll follow.
Okay, that would be fine. Yep.
This weird now would be this county council. Sounds like
And you have 5, right?
There's 5, so they're a quorum.
But they have a quorum.
So you're a quorum. I wanted to make sure because I thought you had 7. Okay.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve resolution MCCR01JR, CR02JR, and CR03JR, a joint resolution between Summit and Morgan County to adjust portions of the common boundary between Morgan and Summit County.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton, a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion is unanimous. Turn the time over to Summit County now.
Summit County Council, I'll accept the motion. I move to approve resolution number 2026-15, a joint resolution of the Summit County Council and the Morgan County Commission to adjust portions of common boundary involving the Preserve Feeds 3 subdivision as contained in the packet. We need 3 separate?
We do.
We do.
Second.
Okay, motion by Roger, seconded by Tanya. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
I move approval of resolution number 2026-16, a joint resolution of the Summit County Council and the Morgan County Commission to adjust portions of common boundary corrected as Stagecoach Estates, subdivision plans A, B, D, and E. A, B, D.
Motion by Roger.
Second.
Second by Tanya. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Move approval of resolution number 2026-17, a joint resolution of the Suffolk County Council and the Morgan County Commission to adjust portions of the common boundary Pine Meadow Ranch subdivision plans at A, B, and G is completed.
Second.
Okay, a motion by Roger, second by Tanya. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, the motion's carried unanimously.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank
Never
you so
done that
much.
before.
Thanks for all your work. Seriously, I know it's been a lot of work. So,
Do you need to officially
I move that
adjourn?
we adjourn, the county council.
Second.
Okay, motion adjourned by Roger, second by Tanya. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Greg, thank you. Thanks to the county
Thank
attorney's
you.
office.
I say thank you also.
Thank you
Good
guys
to
for
see you
having us
guys.
up here.
Thank you.
thanks for coming.
And I hope to see, I think we're gonna take a walk on the 910 at some point.
Yes, and next month, I think, right? Stop and get you some ice cream on the way out of town.
It's the best ice cream in the state.
I'll take it.
I'm serious, Roger. It's the best in the state. According to whoever they go and have, yeah, they judge it. In my opinion, it is the best.
Thanks.
Thank you. See you.
Okay. We are on F23 then. Josh? Kent? Brad?
Brad? Oh,
All the
sprinklers.
sprinklers.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay.
Did we skip this?
Yep, it's in public hearing.
Oh, okay. We're up to 23.
Thought we did this once.
We did,
It's code text.
but you gotta do the
We gotta
official
do the
ordinance.
We're gonna put the stake in the heart tonight. So this is, I'm not gonna read through it. We've done it 4 times. So now it's put into actual code ordinance text. So that's the red that you see. So everything that was struck from the previous one has the line. So it's exactly what we've presented, but now it's legal
And we had the opportunity to read it again.
again.
With
Yeah.
red, which was nice.
Yeah.
Plus, me too. It's like, let's be done with this. So, any questions?
Yes, I do. I gotta find it here. And it's only just a little tiny piece.
Well, he's finding it, just to clarify, so Mountain Green, who falls under a different jurisdiction, they're not held liable to this, right?
Very much so.
No, they can, they're actually
Yeah.
a little stricter. And that's their right as a fire protection district. So we worked with Golden. He's aware of everything we've done the whole way. So, yeah, they Mountain Green's jurisdiction sets their own sprinkler standard. Correct. Everything outside of Mountain Green is ours in the county.
I still can't find it in my packet. Can you just scroll through it for me a bit?
Sure.
To where the new language is?
Oh, do you want the red line?
The red line one.
Okay, yeah.
The ones that's red. Okay, right. Is this the start of it?
Yes, this is page 1 of the memory.
Okay. Let me keep going up
Somewhere.
just a little bit more. Right there. All structures. No, that's not. I've got to find my notes. It's not helping me. I'm sorry.
Remember what it's about?
Yes. I do remember what it's about, but I wanted to get the exact language. In this,
What's it
my
about?
question, you've got two different things in here that were, one of them, you've got the Weber River bottoms definition.
Correct.
However, back up at the top, that you have a 10,000 square foot, including all combined living spaces. However, are you saying that only those in that area above this, if you go back above, okay, you've got the Hardscrabble Road, East Canyon, all areas above, including East Canyon, so forth, and Cottonwood Canyon. Go to the next section.
So if you're, I
Everything
think
that's in the WUI area.
Right, everything that's in the WUI.
Section 2 will require sprinkler, period. Yes.
Okay, so no matter, because in that I was looking at it and it said that there was, I mean, it's, if you're in the Weber River, the WRB area,
Correct.
then you, if you build a house of 11,000 square feet in that area, you don't have to have sprinklers.
No, anything over 10,000 by international code will require. What we did was anything 10,000 and under in the river plains, we're not going to require a sprinkler system because it's not WUI by definition.
Okay, so, except 10,000, okay. So then we have so that means anything that's built over 10,000 square feet gets it.
That's correct. That's the state code.
The what does it mean by unwrap? In all the above listed areas?
Can you say that again? I missed that word.
Number 3 of this area, it says unwrap in all the above. What do you mean by that?
Utah
URAP.
risk, that's the mapping.
URAP,
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's
Unwrap, sorry.
Utah
Misread.
Wildfire Risk Management Map, the state's, that's the adoption of the state WUI code. So that's the short. They dictate where the mapping, the mapping shows the WUI statewide.
Okay.
What this completely makes us, your earlier, when we just adopted our codes that we're just meeting the minimum, but we don't have to readdress it every time they change. This all just follows in. The URAP map is the law.
Okay.
It's included with the International Wildland Urban Interface Code.
Okay, so in here, in this code, and I'm just curious whether or not this can be done, is there a penalty for if they discontinue using their sprinkling system? So there's nothing in state code either?
No, that's one of the reasons the drivers, I know for a fact, people are going to disconnect them. In my career, I've gone to houses that they're capped because they're not worried about the water damage.
Okay.
If it's a private house, government has no ability to go in and enforce anything like that.
So if there's a fire, who pays for that? Do
That's
they?
between them.
Their insurance company.
All right, I just wanted to see if there was anything we were supposed to
We
do. in that
required
area.
it at time.
That's exactly
of
right,
Inspection.
Commissioner Wilson. That's why it's so important that I enforce the standard, the minimum. We have a trail of inspections. What they do once they get a final inspection is, that's up to them.
Okay.
But if anything happens, in answer to your question, it's not coming back on us.
Okay.
Because we're doing it the right way.
And if they start a wildfire, it's on them too.
They're paying for it. That's a state law.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with everything there. There was another part, but it's a different one, so.
Okay, I'll look for a motion then.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adjourn the public meeting and convene a public hearing for item number 23.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we'll now turn the time over to the public for any public comment. Want to come forward? Okay, seeing none, I'll look for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adjourn the public hearing and reconvene the public meeting.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Mr. Chair, I move we approve ordinance CO 26-13, amending Morgan County Code Section 152.05 regarding residential sprinkler ordinance, residential fire sprinklers.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion is unanimous. Notice they call each other by their first names. Wow. I have a motion by Mike.
I like that.
You can call me whatever you want.
Okay. Josh, is it you?
It is me.
Okay.
Not a doppelganger.
What did you say?
Doppelganger.
Are you-
Not
oh,
You
doppelganger.
even got a little snort out of that one.
It's been a long meeting. I should get something.
Oh, this is short. We've only been here for 3 hours.
3 hours sitting there. Morgan County Commission directed staff to bring forward a power generation text amendment. The reason for that is power generation, personal power generation is listed in the large lot land use table, A20, ME160, F1, and then the rural residential zones. It's not listed anywhere else. Staff's recommendation was to delete the power generation out of the land use tables and provide a definition that would encompass all properties within the county, and when we would review the power generation that is being proposed. It went to Planning Commission. Planning Commission heard the item and made 3 stipulations and recommended approval with these 3 stipulations: that the text shall apply across all zones, the maximum decibel reading of 70 decibels at property line closest to the complainant, and number 3, under the definition, let it read, the installation should be permitted with the issuance of a building permit. This includes roof-mounted solar, micro-hydro generation, or diesel or fuel-driven generators. Diesel or fuel generators shall be restricted to fuel storage allowances by the fire code and approval by the local fire department having jurisdiction. We added those changes in to the text, but somehow the cross-out lines that I'm proposing to remove, those they didn't make it into the draft. So my recommendation is to delete the power generation out of our code's land use tables, adopt the definition, and to make sure that it's clear, I would suggest adding a sentence that's not in the current draft at the very end, that it applies to all property in all zones, period. That's my proposal.
Is that in the first part or in Exhibit A?
So the proposed text.
Yeah, proposed text.
Yeah. So
is this were we able to do this much changing with?
Yes, I can print it off right now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I have some questions on it for you, Josh.
I knew you would.
You knew it, huh? Well. Okay, you don't want me to have any more questions?
I didn't say that. I just knew you would.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to do my job.
I'm not
saying anybody else isn't either. I'm just saying these are some that I picked up. Okay. The only thing I have is under page 3 of 7.
Okay.
On this one, it talks about this includes roof-mounted solar, micro-hydro generation, or diesel or fuel-driven generators.
Yep.
What about any other kind of generator of energy? Because you don't have in here SMRs or SMNRs Ours is what it is.
So the first sentence of the definition says the installation of any type of power generation shall be permitted with the issuance of a building permit.
Okay, so,
We've included a few.
okay, so that's what I'm saying, is in that one where you've included a few, could we put in there that says something to the fact that is not limited to just those few?
Sure.
Because that means it could be others also.
Well, there are others.
There are others, and that's
yeah,
why.
wind turbines and.
Okay.
I think any type.
Any
pretty
type.
well includes everything.
Well, and that's why I'm wondering, do we really need to have that, this includes roof-mounted solar and so forth? Because it should be just plain whatever kind of power generation that we do on a residential basis. I'm just curious.
I included the ones that my department has specifically issued permits for or had requests for permits.
Okay.
I think this is clear that it could include more than that.
Well,
But I
there's
also think
another-
it's important that we keep the diesel and fuel generators in there because it specifies the noise, potential noise concerns with those and how we address that.
The wind turbines are already addressed in another section of our code.
Okay. I just didn't want it to just be, it includes this, but doesn't, there's still more that could potentially be. And that's all I was saying. There could be more.
Oh, there
Just
are more.
those. Yeah, there are more. So,
I guess you could throw et cetera in there.
yeah, that would be the best thing.
We can add that in.
Thank you.
Like somebody's personal nuclear power plant.
Oh, et cetera.
Yeah.
I don't know why I found that so offensive, but yeah, it's like, all the amending and drafting text to see an et cetera. Hey, sirrah, sirrah.
So what's your next question?
That was it.
Oh, you said questions. You threw me off.
Okay, I'll look for a motion then.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adjourn the public meeting and convene a public hearing for item number 24.
Second it?
Have a motion by Commissioner Newton, a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Do we have any public comment?
Tina Kelly, Mountain Green. I spoke at the Planning Commission, and it's not in your packet at all. I just had a concern. I didn't know where this came from and if this was an attempt to be punitive on people who had them or an attempt to allow people to have them, because I live in an aged community and they use medical equipment that relies on those generators when the power's out. And my other comment was that Rocky Mountain Power has told us, since we live in a WUI, that they will shut our power off if there's an endangerment issue of a fire being caused. And so people in my community already have generators or are planning on putting in generators, and they need them for different reasons, but obviously for the medical reasons. And I didn't want this to be something that you were looking out to try and keep people from having in a residential area. Thank you.
I think that's a great point. Any others?
Mr. Chair, I move we adjourn the public hearing and reconvene the public meeting.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
I can address the comment that was brought up. This is not meant to be punitive. We've had several requests to put power generators on their property in smaller lot areas, but our code doesn't currently say that it can go there. It's not clear at all. And so to provide all the clarity necessary so that people with medical conditions or whatever
Can.
can do
Okay.
it, absolutely. So it was meant to address that issue.
Okay. Because I think all the generators for home use are pretty well fit within those parameters, correct? Unless they were trying to do something. I mean, I know mine's not very loud at all. I can sleep through it.
I'm not really an expert in the field of generators.
I don't know the decibels either.
Where's
and I know
Vaughn when
they-
you need him?
So
He'd tell us, I'm sure.
to answer your question, Tina, Commissioner Nickerson is the one that tasked staff to write this.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there's some that are designed at the time the house is built, and there's some that are put in after the fact. I don't.
So did I see decibels in there? Is that?
70.
Correct. 70 decibels.
And is that pretty,
This is like 65 right now. So there was,
Yeah, this is approximately 65, maybe a little bit less than 65. 70 is a little bit louder. But decibels are weird. So they don't just go up like incrementally. It's a double of a double.
Oh.
So going from 70 to 80, you're doubling the level of sound. And 85, around 80, 85 is like running high machinery that you'd find in an industrial plant, and it becomes harmful.
but they could put something around that, build a.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay, all right.
70 is super loud. I doubt your home generators would be at 70 decibels.
So if we get some over at the fairgrounds, are they louder or are they not?
No, you're talking like the big.
The big ones?
No, they're not.
Okay, all right.
I just felt like there needed to be some form of measurement in there so that we can determine if something's way over.
And that would only be if the neighbor complained and
That's
if it
correct.
goes to their property line, yet it's 200 feet away, that's where it's measured, is at the property line.
I think the other thing maybe to note is, my understanding is this does not affect any temporary generator, like emergency use, right? So if somebody pulls out a temporary generator because the power's out and it's a loud one, I don't know that this is permanent power generation,
Well, we're
correct?
not driving around looking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and doesn't our code already
Power's out, let's
allow
call it
the generator for
first.
medical?
For an emergency,
Yeah.
so. Okay, I'll look for a motion then.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve ordinance CO 26-14 with the addition of the following sentence at the end of the definition, which is, this applies to all property in all zones.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton, and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, last public hearing, Josh, Kent? Who?
This would be the amendment to the Cottonwoods to add in the Nettleton property. Because staff and legal has not reviewed completely the submitted documents, we're asking that this be continued to a date certain, the first meeting in August.
Okay, I'll look for a motion on that then.
Mr. Chair, well, one quick question. Where we did notice this initially as a public hearing, do we need to open
Probably
that public
do,
hearing?
right? We do.
It's because it was noticed, as you see in my fine print, it was continued to a date certain. So I had to put it as a public hearing because it was noticed as a date certain.
Sorry, Jeremy. The request was to hold the public hearing at the August 4th, the postponed date, just so that it's all done together.
Well, and I think we should. I just didn't know if we needed to
Open it up in
because
case
we
someone
did.
came for it.
No, I think we're good. That was the discussion Garrett and I had.
So, Mr. Chair, I move that we postpone item number 25, CO 26-02, to the August 4th, 2026 meeting.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we will go backwards now.
So we should be at
An 18, right?
18.
That's on page 146 of your packet if you're scrolling.
Okay. Josh, back to you. Looks like forever.
Well, I'm going to turn it over to Kent after this one.
Okay.
So he can get some practice in too. Got to share the love. File number 26.006 is an application for a subdivision plat amendment. About a year and a half ago, this property owner submitted an application to amend their two lots, and combine them into a single lot. They recorded in December of this year. And then maybe a couple weeks after that, they decided they didn't want the larger lot, they wanted to divide it out and get their lot back. So this plat amendment before you tonight is just to divide the lot back to its original configuration into the two lots. Staff has reviewed it. It meets our code. The engineer, recorder, and surveyor have all reviewed it. After your approval tonight, staff will create a final review for the plat before we have them print Mylars to make sure all the minor comments, if there are any, are addressed before recordation.
Okay, I didn't have any questions on it. It looked pretty,
Straightforward.
yeah. Do you want to make a motion?
Well, Mike, you're on a roll. You need to do them all tonight.
I don't need to do them all.
Yes, there's only, how many more left? You can do
There's
this.
9 more items left.
Look, your wife's in the audience.
I
Make her
know,
look
she's
like
cheering
you.
me on.
Make her look like you do something on Tuesday.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve Cottonwood View Spring View A PUD subdivision Phase 7B Fifth Amendment.
I'll second
It's
it.
actually the Second Amendment.
Sorry, Second Amendment.
I don't know where the fifth came from, but we noticed it that way, so to make sure we didn't have to renotice, we
It
kept
says
that.
it right there.
I know. I
Oh,
kept it in there so we didn't mess up.
Well, I'd
with
like
the notification.
us to approve both the Fifth and the Second Amendment
Pretty.
together.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Newton, a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Kent?
Thank you.
This next item is a site plan for the Wasatch Peaks Ranch Oaks Lodge. It's file number 26.008. It's a request for a new 63,497 square foot lodge on 4.28 acres. The Planning Commission heard this item on July 11th and recommended approval. The site plan is compliant with the original development agreement and the amended development agreement. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to try to address those at this time.
I have one for Ed. You want to come up, Ed? So my question is I don't know. I remember when I was adamantly opposed to Wasatch Peaks as a resident. Before I was on the commission. And I went to a meeting, and I remember him saying, "We've flown 60-foot balloons up in the air, and none of this will be seen." Now I'm starting to see a whole city up there from the freeway, like they said that we wouldn't. So I'm just wondering, is this going to be this huge resort thing going to be seen from the freeway now too?
This is up in a treed area, so there's lots of pine trees up in there, so it blocks a big part of it. It's 1 story on the uphill side, 3 stories on the downhill side, but if you remember the treed area up there, there's tall pine trees, 50, 70-foot tall pine trees throughout that break up that plain. You do see parts of WPR from Enterprise and from that brief section of Highway 84, but no, this one's tucked up in the trees. If you look at the site plan, it's further west from the village, up that main drainage and at the bottom of the main chairlift.
Okay, all right.
It's where your temporary tent buildings are, right? Or
Correct,
have
just
been.
right east of those, adjacent to those.
So with that, this large of a building, 63,000 square feet, and I'm just...
That's not footprint, I'm assuming.
Correct. It's 3 stories, parking garage on the ground level.
Oh, okay.
Second story is all locker rooms in there, lockers for the skiers, and then main floor has a restaurant area that abuts to what we call the ski beach, or where the skiers would come into, and a patio.
All right.
That would be over an acre footprint.
Okay, an acre and a half, okay. All right, thank you. My question is I thought, and this may not be for you, it may be for Josh, where we have an ordinance in our code, and I don't know exactly where it's at, but I know we have a limit of 35 feet high. So this is 90 feet.
That's average.
Development agreement actually allows up to 90 feet.
That's what my question was, is does it?
Yeah, so we don't follow the code because it's specifically spelled out in the development agreement. Anything not spelled out in the development agreement, we would use our code, would default to our code, but this is specific.
This is one of those specific.
Josh, this wouldn't be considered 90 anyway, right? Because you'd measure on all four sides and get the average.
Yeah, so basically you would take the highest point and the lowest point, just 2 points, highest and lowest, and then you take the midpoint and go 35 feet from that, but we would go 90 feet from this.
Okay.
It's defined in
And
our
you're
code.
saying we won't see it?
I didn't say
I mean,
that.
Ed, we won't see it at 90 feet in the air?
I defer to the team on the average height there, but no, I mean, it's tucked up in the trees. I don't believe it's 90 feet. That's our max limit for a commercial building, but we're, 45, and that
Okay.
bottom parking garage is partially into the ground.
Because I mean, right now you've got probably 25 or 30, at least the last time I was up there. And I mean, now you're going to 3 times that, and I don't see any of your trees much more than 100 feet.
Yeah, no, that's max height allowable in the development agreement, but it does not approach that. I can get you an actual
It's okay, I can trust you.
90 feet would be 8 stories, 7 stories tall. This is 3.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's all I have. That's surprising.
Okay, I'll look for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the Wasatch Peaks Ranch Oaks Lodge site plan.
I'll second it.
A motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Kent?
This next item is an amended plat for the peaks. Essentially, they poured the foundations a little bit farther north than where the actual line is platted. So all this is amending the line to where the foundation is currently. So it pertains to 15 units. The Planning Commission heard this item on June 25th and recommended approval.
So does that put them out of setback?
No, this still meets setback requirements. They
Does?
just moved it to the north, but it still meets all setbacks.
Yeah, they poured, I think it's 3 buildings. The units are in approximately 3 buildings. They poured the foundations 5 feet north. So, I mean, they've actually improved the front yard setback by 5 feet. Yeah, it doesn't line up to the plat.
Well, maybe they'll have a room for a car to park in the
So-
driveway now.
So along with that then, so you're saying, because in here it says on the property line, so something
Where the
needs to be
townhomes are.
changed in that. It says by moving the property
Can you bring
lines
up the
to
plat?
be in line with the foundations. So if you're moving the property line, that doesn't take care of these setbacks.
No, so the way townhomes or condominiums work is you have the overall, I hate this thing. You have the overall property line for the entire project, and then each individual building has their own property line. Everything else is common space to be maintained by the HOA, but each building has their own property lines divided.
All right, that helps. Thank you. And I didn't have more questions for you. No, I don't.
Okay, I'll look for a motion then.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the Peaks first plat amendment.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Blocker. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is unanimous. Kent?
Yes, this next item is a conditional use permit that requires the approval of the county commission. It's file number CUP 26.010. Currently a public facility or public service facility in the A20 zone, which this property resides in, requires a conditional use permit from the county commission. The proposed well house with its backup generator is a public service facility approximately located at 4150 Mahogany Drive in the Peterson area. The Planning Commission heard this item in their June 25th meeting. Staff and the applicant and the Planning Commission discussed the noise decibel rating of the proposed generator. The applicant stated that the 75 decibel limit, measured at 7 meters, was included in the project's specifications it would be required by the contractor. So during the June 25th meeting, the Planning Commission recommended approval of the well house and facilities. The motion was carried unanimously. So if you have any questions, I'd be glad to try to address those too.
No, I'm just glad they're finally getting a well after telling us they would forever.
So then with the 75 decibels.
I spoke to the county engineer about that, and because our understanding is that the generator will only run if there's an emergency and the power is out, and the generator at that point would be required to provide water. He's not concerned about how loud it is.
Okay, all right. I was gonna just say we were having a discussion on
I think
that.
the
so that's
neighbors
why I
would
was
be happy that it's running if
Yeah.
they're
I agree.
without.
And they
The
probably don't
generator
care
will
about the
turn on
noise.
Maintenance occasionally, probably once, approximately every 3 months for a few hours.
All right.
But the nearest home is over 200 feet away, so they don't think it'll be too big a nuisance, if at all.
Yes. Okay. I was just curious.
Okay,
Mr. Chair, I move we approve CUP 26-010 for the Peterson Pipeline Well Number 2 well house and supporting facilities.
Second.
Good. I just assumed there, so. Have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell this time.
You could have been.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, are we to comments?
Yes, but can I really quick show you the awesome crosswalk
Yeah.
discussion? Okay. And we do have need for,
And it's awesome that the UDOT.
both of them. Okay, so here is the one, and I'll send this to you guys so you can send it out to your constituents. Here's the one at Young Street. So this is literally looking this direction, okay? So the lines will stay, both north-south lines and the east-west lines across State Street. They are going to put a lighted pole here that will, it takes 7 seconds after the button is pushed to completely go to red, but it will stop traffic, period. They will still have to calibrate it and do a time study on how long that red light will hold. And then once they've done that time study, the crosswalk guards will have a key that they turn that automatically gives them an additional 5 seconds on top of that time for when they're taking the elementary kids across. The city is gonna assist with the power connection because it's Morgan City Power. They already have right-of-way all the way essentially to the parking lot. So we don't think that's gonna be an issue. The county, i.e. Brett, has, I don't know if you've noticed that the red paint is gone, but since we just redid this fire lane here and we have the paint, we've agreed to repaint the red. Here's the negative, and I know you guys are gonna give me pushback, but this took me 2.5 years to get us this far. It's going to take a year to get this, and that's assuming that we have no electricity issues or right-of-way issues. So that is our timeline on that one. The other is, part of that is because you are getting a lighted stop sign, the school zone 20 mile an hour, oops, sorry, let me skip. The 20 mile an hour zone goes away. So it'll go revert back to the 30 mile an hour because now they are physically stopping traffic. So they will be removing the, school zone 20 mile an hour for that little stretch. I don't know if you're aware or not, but the NEBCO that I'll talk about next is actually not inside that 20 mile an hour anyway. But yes, so they are going to remove the 20 mile an hour school zone for that stretch of State Street, which will revert back to the posted speed limit of 30. The crosswalk lines on the one right here on the north side of the intersection, those were actually put in incorrectly. They're going to be removed, and they're going to take out these accessible ramps and fully curb it so that people do not attempt to use this as the crosswalk and use the crosswalk that we've provided them. I went back to the whole I-84 interchange of, hey, we're farmers, we don't destroy infrastructure we've already paid for, but they said this is not an option. They will curb this and they will take the lines out. They will not do that until they put in the poled light.
Okay, so that means they're gonna take out which crosswalk?
This one.
The north one, where the majority of the kids go across?
The majority of the kids go on the south one. That's where the crossing guards are.
That's where the guards
I know that's where the cards are, but I've noticed them
Okay, so
on the other.
the other thing they're going to do, which I'm ecstatic about because I really thought they'd say no. So at first at COG, they had pushed back to us saying, well, we don't do crosswalks within 600 feet. So I had Brett go out and roll it. It's 616 feet, so it meets the requirement. So they're gonna put in a solar high vis. So this isn't the exact one. I couldn't find the one it'll have more lights on it, the one they were showing me. But it'll be a high visibility crosswalk that with flashing lights. Because this one is solar, we should have this by November. They are, I know if I wanted to put these pictures in here so you can see. So this is the view, obviously from this side of the street, and then the one on the right is Nebco looking the other direction. If you can tell, the sidewalk curb, it's kind of an odd angle. We did ask, and they said they have no intention right now to repair these and or redirect or repoint the angle of these landing curbs. They said if anything, they'd put the skid plate, these things on them. But right now, they're not, they think they're doing us more than they really should, which is the high vis. We will, of course, continue. The county has agreed to do the red paint again. And then the school district, they've asked that they add this intersection into their safe routes for schools plan so that they have justification when they go to fund this. So that is the plan. Really exciting.
Thank you.
It's a little crazy. It takes 9 people from UDOT to come up here to look at a crosswalk. But we got what we wanted. So wanted to show that to you.
Bring
That's
shovels to lean on.
oh. I'm like, if you just fired one, you've paid for it. But very exciting. So yes, we are getting a crosswalk. This slide deck that I've made has already been sent. So Lance was there with the city, and so I gave him a copy. Brett was there with Morgan County, and Andy, the school superintendent, was there as well. So Andy did point out, so he said, I'm going to tell you what the next complaint's going to be, and Lance agreed. Because, once we fix something, once you cut off the, one thing's head, 2 more grow. So where they put the seminary building, getting kids to safely cross back to the school. If you haven't been on 200, it is actually a pretty steep curve. And a blind hill when you get to the top of that intersection. So he was pretty adamant, Lance and Andy, that they really need to pound into those seminary teachers that when the kids leave, they need to use the crosswalks and cross to the fields. And then because it's such a blind curve. But he said, just telling you in advance, Commission, this is what people will complain about next when that goes live in the fall. So that's my addition. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate your work on that. That's great. I hate to see more lights in Morgan. If it saves children, it's a good thing.
It's not a full-on traffic light. It's to pause for crosswalk.
Commissioner Blocker, do you have anything tonight for us?
I don't.
Okay. Mr. Fackrell?
Yes, I have a couple of things. I just want to commend Art Council for their performance that Kate sang in also. And it was a very good hour and 10 minutes or so of enjoyment. And so I'm appreciative of that. Now there's two other items. Have we heard anything on the audit and why we have not heard anything on whether or not it's completed or not?
We just submitted the management letter today. So it probably the next week.
Okay, because we had worked so hard for quite a few years there, trying to get it done before the end of July because the due date's June 30th. And I was just wondering the process or what's happening with that and why we can't get it done by June 30th.
You have to speak in mic. You have to speak in the mic, Chloe.
You should email last.
Push the button.
It's pushed. Oh, I didn't push it hard enough. Okay, so there's multiple people and offices that work on this. We had all of our stuff submitted to the powers that be, and if they don't give it back to us in time for it to be submitted, there's nothing that we can do. And Leslie emailed them daily. So it wasn't because of us.
I know it wasn't because of us, but I'm just asking why the auditors that we've hired to do this, when they know that our time frame is June 30th, why we're not.
Sounds like it's not the auditors, it's other offices within the building, correct?
Not in our building.
Not in
No.
I thought we were doing good.
Okay.
We were on time.
It's the
Other
contractors.
entities were not on time. Alex and his team were phenomenal. They were on top of it. Everyone I feel like did a really great job. But some people went out of town. And so waiting for approvals when people are on vacation is tough. But also it's hard to be mad when it's like, oh, you're on a family vacation in June. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't want to speak for everyone in my office or in any other office, but if you have more questions, talk to Leslie.
Well, it's not the fact that I know we are trying our hardest to get it done. I was just wondering why HBME, who we hired to do this, did not get it. But if you say they were all on vacation, then we should be able to
Not
say
everyone
something.
was on vacation.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying things happen, so give a little bit of grace.
Well, I just know what happens to a county when they don't get it in. It never happened to us before, but I don't want to see us go backward in our timeframes, and that's all. Then the other thing is a lot of people ask me or say, why do I ask all these questions inside the commission room or during public meetings? And the reason is because 5 years ago when I was in training, they says that we should be doing the majority of our discussion in the room and not trying to find out everything in advance. Even though we can find out things in advance, I think the public needs to know the reasons why we are making those decisions and why things are happening. And so those are the reasons why I ask questions in front of the public and explain things that way. So that's all I have for now.
Chair, can I just add to that comment? From the staff perspective, just remember that we've asked in the management meetings and in the elected officials meetings that if you have something that you need more detail on, to just let us know in advance so we can bring additional information and not be blindsided.
Right. I'm trying not to blindside anybody. It's just a matter that they trained us that we should be asking questions and doing the deliberations inside a public meeting. So that's all.
Okay. Mike?
Two things. First, just wanted to recognize all the effort that the chamber and county and city put into the 4th of July celebration. The parade was the biggest I've ever seen in this county. in terms of participants and folks watching, and it was really great. So were all the other activities, the concerts, all those things. So thank you to all those who participated in that. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, and you're gonna love me for bringing this up tonight after we had our conversation about the overages on our projects at the fairgrounds, but that is, we have one more project we really need to get done. When we did all of the electrical work, we had to cut the asphalt, right? And if you've been over there, you saw they've been refilled with rock, but it's a pretty big tripping hazard, and it's definitely not ADA accessible right now because of that. So through basically the entire food booth area of the fairgrounds, all of that asphalt had to be cut to put in all the new power lines and boxes and such.
I saw an additional $200,000 in that area that you showed for parks.
Yeah, I think we have the funding to cover it. We have the funding to cover it, both in that and there's funding in the Fairgrounds Capital Improvement Fund, because the fair was like $80,000 in the black last year, so there's money there.
We can't have potential litigation issues.
No, so what I'd like to do, the issue is this.
Particularly since your attorney has mentioned the ADA accessibility of your fairgrounds.
Our next meeting is 4 days before the fair starts. So we really need to kind of have a head nod to get things moving so that we can pull the trigger immediately following that meeting and officially approve the funding. My suggestion is this. I talked to Brett about it. We're probably looking at $30,000 to $45,000 in cost to pave all of that area. I would like to pave not just that area, but in front of the exhibit building where we've always had the ADA parking has been dirt. And I think we need to pave out far enough that you can park a car and get a wheelchair out behind the car and run into the fairgrounds all on a paved surface, so that we're not dealing with, because you're absolutely right, it is not accessible currently, and we need to fix that. So I guess more than anything, I'm just looking for a rough head nod that we can get some bids going on that. Well, we already have the asphalt.
We're under contract.
We're under contract.
So we actually, it would be a violation to go out for.
I guess so. It's not really getting bids. It's
Yeah.
simply
That's cheap.
that we agree that
So
we would
cheap.
like to get that set up so we can officially pull the trigger on the funding at the next meeting, because we're going to need that to be paved very, very soon. So I guess, is there any
I
concern
think
with
as
us
long as we
trying to
have
do
money
that?
in an account, then.
Yeah, and we have the money to do it, but I'll ask Brett to get things
I
moving.
can agree with it. I'm just concerned about we had wanted to redo the building and potentially there at the building, so then are we gonna be just overlapping?
I don't think so. I mean, we've been talking about doing a new exhibit building someday for years, but we just
fixed it up.
dumped $30,000 into fixing the building up, and it's in pretty good shape for. I mean, we repainted it, we put new windows and stuff.
Bones are great in that.
The bones are actually really good. It's got a steel structure inside. It's really pretty good. So I don't foresee that happening in the next 10 to 20 years. I don't. And even if it did, I think the paving we would do would not be wasted, if that makes sense. Even if you tore that building down, you would still.
We can put the Blaine Fackrell exhibition.
I don't want that.
He's going to donate all the money for it, right?
There's a chance.
I would just say, see if you guys can cap it so that we can just go forward with it.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know how to cap it without
Without knowledge.
I don't know a full dollar amount. I did ask Brett to kind of get an idea, but I also thought that I don't know that we could do an action item to approve that without it being on the agenda.
well, it's already budgeted money. It's not like we're moving any
That's
money.
true. It's
and we're already
budgeted
under
money.
contract.
So
So literally all it would be is an approval
Why
of
can't
the
we just have a vote?
project.
So can we
After we
approve?
get a price then?
I mean, you can, it's just,
Well,
if
but
he
that
can
wouldn't be
do
in
it.
in a meeting until
Yeah,
2
that's
weeks
what I'm
from
saying, but like if he could do it next week,
now. How do we? You're saying we can
See,
be a meeting next week to do that?
here's how I'm struggling. It's budgeted money. It's just not necessarily a budgeted project, but I can't go out for bid because we're already under contract.
Yeah, you're right.
So the only thing I'd be approving,
Is the total dollar?
which
come out of the
is
budget,
is
which is already
redundant
in the
because it's
budget.
already budgeted for an expense. So it's just like,
We don't know how many.
for a
square feet.
prime example, like today with the horse pole, it never came before the commission to expend $6,000 on the horse pole. It's part of the expense of the fair.
Yeah, the only reason that came before us is because it was a
It
contract.
had a contract. But
And
we
in this
paid
case,
the-
it's not
yeah.
even a contract. So, okay.
So I don't.
My thought is,
I don't think
either
it needs
way,
an
we
action.
have to do, like, we cannot leave it inaccessible. And it is a tripping hazard. If you're over there on the 4th, I mean, I stumbled across it and.
I mean, can we just at least?
My recommendation
So can
would
we
just
say
be
we-
approve it, and then I
up
can put it on
to-
consent agenda, notice of the final bid amount.
Up to 50.
Up to $50,000, and hopefully it's less, hopefully it's significantly less.
And I'll put the amount in consent.
Well, it's gonna be
next
by
meeting.
the square foot anyway.
It will be, yes, and we know the square foot price, because that's already been, we're under
our
contract for
contract.
3 years on that.
And if you trip, Janice.
Okay, so I'm gonna make an official motion here that we agree to the expenditure of up to $50,000 for repaving at the fairgrounds.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Newton and a second by Commissioner Fackrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Chair, may I address one other thing?
Any opposed?
Oops.
Sure
Maybe
can.
you saw an email from Nancy Moss. It's her second email
Yeah, I've got her
concerning.
on
Oh, yes.
Okay, I addressed her to, for those that don't know, she's asking for extra benches. The pickleball courts in Mountain Green there's a group of 70 plus women that play and need some more benches. Anyhow, I directed her to go to the rec board, talk to Vaughn and Lydia and
Well, I think,
get their direction there.
I think from that fund that you guys found the monies, right? That was monies in a wrong account, from what I understand from Brett.
Are you
You're
talking about his impact
that
fee
was the
money?
road funding money, right?
No.
But there,
Road impact.
but part of it was in rec, or part of it was in parks.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
However,
Just, yes.
Kent Smith is not listed as one of the parks for allowable use.
It's not a community park, a regional
Not
park?
when they did the impact study, because at the time it was a brand new park with brand new equipment. And they know that they do impact studies every 10 years.
So our next study would
And not
probably include
spend
it.
any impact money on that.
But
However,
we're talking a few $100s. I'm sure we've
Yeah,
got
it's
that
not that
somewhere.
yes, however, it's not the recreation board. The ramp tax advisory board has money that they could, is that what you meant?
Can't we just
Or
take
were
it
you
from
talking
parks
about
maintenance?
recreation?
I would say.
Just
parks.
I
saying
was
we got- we
for
ought- we
communication
probably ought to
telling her
address
to.
Oh, yeah, you have your new parks accounts.
Yeah, why don't,
And we rent the money, rent out those parks, the money goes into that.
Yeah,
there's gotta be
I
$500 or
figured she should
$600
talk
for
to
benches
Lydia
there.
about it.
or there's
Well,
another
it'd probably
option.
it'd be Public Works that'd buy them.
There's the other option, and that
Let's put
is,
some benches for them in there.
Can we just we need to get a basketball hoop for the Croydon Park too. That's like $200.
Well, that, I can pay for it with impact fees.
But let's,
Because
can we,
Croydon is listed.
can we just instruct Brett to get some benches and with a max of, I don't know, $800, $1,000? What do you
Can
think?
you have Kate do it?
How many do we
please?
need?
Please,
Or
Jesus.
you. You can do it. I don't care. Let's just get some
So we
benches.
stay in budget?
We should probably match the benches that are already there.
I don't, okay. I don't know what's already there or how long they've
Yeah.
been there or if we can even get them.
Let's look at it.
look at it, bring
So,
it before us.
Someone, one of the commission, and if you want to do it, Commissioner Block can reach back out to her and say, we're working.
Okay, I'll send her
Not,
an email.
I'm not in government time. We're working on it expeditiously.
29, 4100, 260.
May I say one more thing?
Sure.
This is with the cardboard regatta, and I sent this to you guys, but to the public, they ought to know that we actually finally got, after requesting and requesting and requesting, that he comes, and that is to have the Congressman Blakemore come up, and he actually did the cardboard regatta, and he and his son enjoyed it tremendously.
Even though they sink.
So, what's that? And
Even
they
though
did
they
sink, or,
sink.
I thought they just overflowed.
Looked like their boat survived.
It did not look like it was part of the floating regatta, we'll just put it that way.
Yeah, but anyway, it was a fun event, completely a fun event.
Yeah, there's, Commissioner Blocker, there's $1,900 in there.
Nice. That should cover 3 benches.
Can you send me a picture next time you're over there?
Yeah, let's get some benches.
Okay.
Okay, I was gonna bring that up, but I will, one thing I had another resident ask me about these huge signs that people leave after homes are closed in front yards. The builders leave these big signs in front of the homes. Is that allowable? Is that
Yep.
not?
Per our sign code, it's so many days after
Completion of the building.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
event.
our code does address that as far as, you know,
Know the
advertising. for-
amount of days or not?
Our sign code needs to be completely redone.
But that part was redone. It was band-aided in 2024.
I did the Band-Aid for the political, because we weren't
It's technically the same.
constitutionally.
Nope, it wasn't political. It was just temporary signage, because it included Christmas
Correct.
signs and all.
Yeah.
I remember the world's
Yeah, well, if
longest
you can look
commission
that up and
meeting.
give that to me so I can respond back to them.
Okay.
Yes.
I just need a motion that we go into closed session.
We go into closed session
For the
for the
purpose
purpose of what? I don't know.
discussing acquisition or disposition of real property.
That's good. Now you
I'll
can
second the
it.
motion.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Fackrell and a second by Commissioner Newton. All in favor?
Aye.